lives.
Memphis's original sports station. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. It's time to get up and get your day started.
Morant. Oh! A jawbreaker!
It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
Everybody, welcome into Sports 56 Mornings as we get your sports day underway. It's the Thursday, November 6th, 2025 edition of the program. The usual cast of characters. I'm Greg Gaston, along with my partner Eli Savoy, our producer Jay Ham. We're broadcasting live and local from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. The hot tub and swim spa clearance sales going on right now. Just in time for the holidays. If you're thinking about something really nice for the family, how about a hot tub starting at $24.99? They got in-stock patio furniture up to 50% off. Mention this ad, receive a free gift with a hot tub purchase. Family Leisure, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. So weather-wise, right now, 54 degrees. Today's going to be another beautiful day like we had yesterday, 74 sunshine. Then tonight, 59 for the overnight low, clear to partly cloudy skies. Friday, 73 degrees. But there is a chance of some rain on Friday night. Now, I'm hoping that will not be a strong possibility, but there is a possibility of some rain, some thunderstorms, possibly Friday night. And, of course, Friday night, we have the Memphis Tigers and the Tulane Green Wave in a huge football game at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. We have the start of the high school football playoffs. We have a lot going on, so hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate. Last night, the Grizzlies fall for the fourth straight time as they are beaten by the Houston Rockets. We will discuss that. Penny Hardaway had some interesting things to say about his team, as did some of the players, as we get closer to the opener on Saturday when the Tigers take on the San Francisco Dons at FedEx Forum. We will discuss that. NFL Week 10 kicks off tonight with the Raiders at the Broncos. We got college football to get into. The Tigers, well, the Tiger Football Report at 8:05 as they do get set for Tulane tomorrow night. We got some more Major League Baseball news, some lingering news from the World Series, and some unbelievable numbers as far as viewers are concerned. Kerry Miller will join us at 8:25 to put a wrap on the baseball season, and then we'll start talking college basketball with Kerry from Bleacher Report. And then from 9 to 10, it's the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. Harold Grader will join us in studio, and we'll have our world-famous Pick Six. That's all coming up on this Thursday edition of Sports 56 Mornings. How are you?
I'm good.
I know you made it to the game last night.
I did. I was down there, watched it all.
I had an adventure trying to get to the game, and I ended up turning around and going back home. You know, there was a full moon last night. And
the moon has been unbelievably bright for the last 5 days or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how bright it is.
Well, I saw that last night. I assume that was a full moon. Maybe I shouldn't assume because there's all kind of 30 different names for moons, in different phases. But I think it was a full moon. And when the full moon arrives, usually the crazies come out. And I was trying to get my granddaughter to cross-country practice, and it was just a gauntlet of accident after accident after accident, and then it's trying to be rerouted, and then I come out, and then I'm back at the accident. It was a headache. So the time I got turned around, and even to Midtown, I was closed in on, you know what, I'm not going to go to the game. As much as I wanted to go to the game, and probably a good thing I didn't, I turned around, went home, watched it on television. So I know I didn't miss much. Jay Ham, good morning. How are you? Did you happen to watch the game on the tube, or did you go to the game?
I was watching the game actually while we was recording a podcast on the first 2 weeks of the NBA season.
Oh, really?
So it was kind of coincided, and I watched the lead go from 8 to 21.
Just like that.
While we're talking about the Grizzlies, it went from 8 to 21, just like that.
Well, you have the forum. Why don't you plug your Podcast.
YouTube.com/at94 feet of life. You can find us there. We normally drop every Wednesday. We'll try to do something on Wednesday evening, something like that, when we all just can get together and just talk basketball, not just NBA, basketball in general.
Very nice. We had some interesting things in the NBA last night. We had the Walker Kessler news as he's out for the year. Another huge game for Doncic for the Lakers, and they're surviving right now without LeBron, but LeBron getting closer to returning. But we begin with the Grizzlies. 124-109. The Rockets are a good team, so no surprise they lost that game. But there were some stories. Nothing as far as the drama with Ja Morant, nothing like it has been for the last 5 days, whatever it's been since Friday, 6 days. But as far as the game is concerned, we had a couple of things. Jaren Jackson Jr., MIA, 29 minutes, 6 total shots from the field, 2 for 6. And afterwards, Tomas Isolo addressed that, we need to get more shots for Jaren. We need to be more effective in the half-court offense, things of that nature. The Grizzlies were a robust 38.2% shooting from the field. That stinks. The Rockets won the rebounding war, 54-47. That's going to come right now with the Grizzlies minus Zach Edey because they're just not a good rebounding team. You had some positives. Cam Spencer had 19 points at 5 of 9 threes. You had Ja go for 17 and 8, but the problem is Ja took 7 threes and hit 1 and was 6 of 19 overall. He's just settling for those threes, and he's not a good three-point shooter. Santi had 16 off the bench. Jock Landale hit 3 of 4 threes. It's kind of weird when you look at the box score and you look at box score after box score so far through 9 games, and your best shooters are basically Cam Spencer, a deep reserve bench guy, Jock Landale, who is going to be replaced more than likely in the starting lineup, right? You would imagine by Zach Edey sooner than later. And the guys that you expect to really help out with that wing scoring, Jalen Wells hit a triple early in the game, but still struggling. KCP, I don't know what's going on with him. Jaren's not engaged. We know the Ja drama. So here we are. As the Grizzlies get ready for 2 more home games, they'll host the Mavs on Friday. Good thing no Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis, but they do have Cooper Flagg and some talent. And then Sunday, the big bad Thunder come to town.
Well, Davis is day-to-day, so Davis
could play.
Might play him
okay.
Friday. But, yeah, the Rockets are a matchup nightmare. The length of that team just is really tough to handle because Amen Thompson really makes it difficult because he can guard Ja and he's so much bigger. It really makes life difficult. And then they just got so many other guys. It seems like 6'10" guys come flocking everywhere. And I'll give Ja's post-game stuff last night, much better. As he said, I've got to be better. That's good to hear, taking some of that on. The other stuff he talked about is absolutely on point. He said we have to make shots because we have no spacing for anybody to do anything, namely Jaren, because right now teams just aren't respecting anything. And so they can just clog the paint. It makes it tough for Ja to get into the lane. It makes it tough for Jaren to do anything because teams just don't have any respect right now that the Grizzlies can make an outside shot. So, and especially when you're playing a team that's just full of 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" guys everywhere, it's going to make life difficult to try and score anywhere in the paint against that. And so they've got to find a way. Jock Landale is the best shooter right now on the team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is. I mean, he's the only guy when he shoots. Cam Spencer too. I'll say Spencer. Either one of those two guys shoots, I feel like it's going in. Pretty much anybody else on the team right now shoots a 3. I feel like there's no chance it's going in, which is just weird.
But it's also therein lies the problem. Landale, if Edey wasn't hurt, would not even be playing. And Cam Spencer, if Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen were healthy, he wouldn't be playing. So these are back of the bench guys right now that are your top scorers and best shooters. That's a problem.
Cedric Coward had his first real bad shooting night last night.
2 of 10
he
from the
couldn't get
field.
one to go. Wells did get the one early, but he only took 3 shots in the game, only one of those from 3. It's the one interesting thing as well was seeing how again they handled Ja's minutes. And in the first half, Ja played about half of the first quarter, came out for about 3 minutes, and then went back in, finished the first quarter, started the second quarter, played half second quarter. So he played, that stretch was a 9-minute, basically 9+ minute stretch that he played for the end of the first quarter all the way through midway through the second quarter. He ends up with 33 minutes. If it was a closer game and he would have played the end, he would have probably been around 30, should have been 35, 36 minutes in that game. So he is playing him more minutes since this whole thing has happened. He is in, and again, he played him in a very long stretch in that end of first, beginning of second quarter. So I guess I assume that is just an adjustment on Isola. Maybe that was going to happen naturally. I don't know. Jaren is the one that, when Zach Edey comes back, hopefully that can, because the problem right now, one of the things with Jaren is he takes Jaren out early in order to then bring him back in for Landale at center. So Jaren went out with after 4 minutes, then he goes and sits for 2, and then he comes back in at center, and then it becomes this rotation because he's getting him minutes there, but he's also basically using him as the backup center. Then Bassey would come in at times. So it is, I think, hard for Jaren to kind of get a rhythm, get a flow. He's different positions, all this stuff. Hopefully when Edey comes back, then Landale becomes the backup center and Jaren doesn't have to be the backup center anymore. That kind of frees Jaren up a little bit to be and kind of, I don't even, gets him out of his head, whatever, but yeah, he's like last night, again, it was hard because they guarded him with a Koji and then just constantly had somebody else ready and coming at him if he tried to do anything in the paint. And again, when you're talking about Jabari Smith Jr., who's seems like he's 6'10", but with those arms, I swear the guy feels like he's like Wembanyama, and then you've got Şengün, and you've got Thompson, and you've got Durant, and you've got Eason and Capella coming off the bench. They're all just so huge and long. It's crazy. And so it was just, Jaren could just never get really anything going last night.
I can't argue with anything you just said. I will add a few things. One, maybe they're just not a good basketball team. Maybe they're not good. Number 2, Jaren Jackson Jr. is 6'10". He is a max player. After the game, they talked to him in the locker room, and he said, just got to be aggressive. That's really it. What? I mean, how many years has he been in the NBA? He took 1 shot in the first half. I think it goes without saying. Maybe that's not in his nature. You had the coach talking about getting him more looks in the half court. Well, in the half court, you're going to have to make shots, like you said. And they're not making shots. Again, Cam Spencer, little Cam Spencer, 5 of 9 threes. Jock Landale, 3 of 4. You take those guys away, they lose by 50. Ja, settling for threes. 7 threes, 7 more threes. Do you have a running count of what he's done over the last whatever game shooting the 3 ball? I mean, he's in the teens, right, percentage-wise?
Yeah, he was 13% going into last
Stop
night,
shooting threes. KCP, I don't know, something needs to ignite him. He's a veteran player. Should be a lot better than what he has been. He hasn't done anything. But Jaren, the money he's getting paid, just talking after the game about, I need to be more aggressive? No, duh.
But again, it's hard when, the entire paint's clogged up. Like, again, they're guarding him with a Koji, so you say, okay, he's got a smaller guy on him. But he's constantly got somebody else coming if he tries to get through him. Same thing with Ja. Ja, they're packing the paint. Like, Ja is left open. Like, at some point, he's going to have to make some threes in order to draw them out. Like, somebody's got to make shots. Otherwise, if you're just especially a team that big. If you're letting that team clog the paint, you're not. It's hard to score the paint. I mean, it's really, really difficult because they just got long arms everywhere when you try and get in there. And again, Amen Thompson is a match again for the Grizzlies and Ja. That's a difficult situation just because he's so much bigger than Ja,
right?
But yet he's such a good defender. Like he can absolutely guard anybody in the league pretty much, and his size is going to give Ja problems trying to get into the paint anyway against a guy like that.
Yeah, look, I can't argue with anything you're saying. They're one of the best teams in the NBA, but they're going to run into issues with everybody they play, no matter who they are and where they are in the standings. So they got to figure things out, and it's easy to say it's a simple solution, make shots. But right now they have guys that are throwing up bricks. And this could get out of hand real quick. They're 3-6 now. And they still got some big games. Now, the Charles Bassey thing, I guess we find out about that today, that if Bassey does not get presumably a new 10-day deal, that means Edey's probably coming back here very, very soon. And if he does, that means he's out for the next almost 2 weeks. Is that what we're thinking with Charles Bassey?
If Edey is coming back within the next 2 weeks, they would not have the exception to sign Bassey.
Right, because it would be 3 players that are hurt, not 4.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be today. I mean, they could wait till Friday, I guess. But I don't know that when it has to be. I don't know how that works with getting granted the exception and how that. But my guess is that Edey, I think, just with the fact that he's been practicing with the hustle and everything else, that I would think that Edey's going to be back and hope that Edey's going to be back in the next 2 weeks.
So you mentioned with Ja, you're saying the right things after the game, shouldering some of the blame, which he seemed to deflect on Friday night. I did notice a couple of things. Of course, the national writers are still writing about it, but Chris Mannix kind of did a 180 from the story he wrote the other day. We talked about it yesterday. Yesterday he wrote, basically, because I'm sure he got some intel from the Grizzlies, that they're not dangling Ja, they're not looking to trade Ja, that's not going to happen. And so that's good news, but it's not surprising news. I mean, none of us thought that was going to happen, not at this time. But you still have guys like Kendrick Perkins coming out and saying weirdo things like, I think there is only one direction Ja needs to go. He needs the Eric Spoelstra, Pat Riley, Miami Heat type of structure, who, by the way, I think on that staff have Noah LaRoche, who was part of Taylor Jenkins' staff, and the whole reason that Ja didn't like that offense that they ran, and he got fired along with Taylor Jenkins. That doesn't make any kind of sense, and I just think all those rumors right now are just, it's what is natural for journalists, right? That's the hot story. Ja said what he said on Friday, reacted the way he reacted. So now journalists and national broadcasters and local as well, you start to talk about the possibilities. But it doesn't look like at this time that's the direction they're going to go in.
Well, he's a huge name. And when there's a disgruntled superstar, people will look at what the possibilities are.
Sure.
But they're not, they can't. They can't trade Ja right now.
It's organizational suicide because he is the name that's synonymous with Memphis Grizzlies basketball around the world. Now, another name that is fairly synonymous, has been synonymous because he's part of what they call the Core Four, is friend of the show, Tony Allen, who unfortunately yesterday, it's never good timing, but with everything that's going on with Ja and the negativity and the losses for the Grizzlies, you don't need one of your cornerstones. You don't need one of the guys respected, one of the guys that has that jersey retired at FedEx Forum to be arrested. But that's what happened yesterday, according to reports. A drug possession arrest in Arkansas. He was in a car. He wasn't driving. The car got pulled over. I guess they smelled weed, but it was weed. And also, according to reports, there was also some cocaine. And he was charged with 2 different counts. I'm not going to get specific here with the counts. It's a little complicated. They talk about the amounts of grams and ounces and things of that nature. But not good. This is a guy that a lot of young people look up to as being, again, one of those cornerstones of this organization. And, Tony, I don't want to say Tony being Tony, but God bless Tony. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, this it had been a banner year for Tony. Getting his number retired, getting into 2 different halls of fame. But yeah, this is not what you want to hear, not what you want to see for him. And yeah, it kind of adds to all the just negative stuff going on around the Grizzlies to hear this. So you wonder what goes through people's heads. Somebody like a Tony Allen. I mean, why you're running around with cocaine? I don't know. Whatever. He's obviously had his issues in the past with the run-ins with the law and things, and you'd hope that maybe all that stuff would be behind him, but obviously it was not, or is not.
The arrest happened in Poinsett County, about 50 miles. That's in Arkansas, about 50 miles from Memphis. J-Ham, don't the NBA gods owe the Grizzlies now? I don't know if it always evens out, but come on, man.
We got to have some love somewhere down the line, man. I swear.
I mean, come on. This is a horrible start to the season. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at everything else that happened in the NBA last night. Another monster night for the former Memphis Tiger, Jalen Duren. Is he an all-star this year? It's very early, but I think there is a great chance that he will be if he continues on with what he's doing. Big injury for a team last night. Also, we'll give you the details on that. We'll dive into what Penny Hardaway had to say yesterday and some of the Tigers players themselves as they get ready for their opener on Saturday. Just underway on this Thursday edition of Sports 56 Mornings right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Let Bryant Dacus and Brett Norsworthy take you home every afternoon. Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Running a business is hard enough, but cleaning a business? Your time's too valuable for that. You need Hilo Commercial Services, dedicated professional cleaners with 15 years of cleaning experience. Hilo customizes your cleaning needs, and you get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. Shopping center, retail spaces, medical, legal offices, Hilo cleans it all. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That is MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for Hilo Commercial Services.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad, or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe.
Memphis football is back in action Friday, November 7th when the Tigers take on the Tulane Green Wave in our Salute to Service game. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock, and Tiger Nation wear black. The first 2,500 fans will score a Memphis Tiger camo trucker hat thanks to Mid-South Pulmonary. Join us as we honor and celebrate all military and first responders. Be all in. Get your tickets now at gotigersgo.com/tickets.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawald Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawald is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. It's steady flow of traffic right now. 51 coming southbound right out of Millington. Right on schedule out here in a couple of spots where it's crowded southbound. Austin P getting up on a ramp there to I-40. T-Dot's out here moving a couple of disabled vehicles. Heavier traffic volume in the last few minutes on 240 east and west over here up by Poplar. Hey, give the gift of cleaning this holiday season. Save up to 40% off on Zips Car Wash, gift cards, and wash books. Check them out online for a location near you at zipscarwash.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings. Good morning on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 7:25 the time.
The moon, by the way, according to a texter here, it was a super moon, also called a beaver moon, as a full moon in the month of November is called.
Oh, wow. So it was a full moon, but called a super moon or a beaver moon. And it was bright.
Thank you, Galileo, for texting in.
Thank you, Galileo. And it was causing craziness with drivers. But then again, that's a normal day in Memphis, isn't it? Talking some Grizzlies, talking some NBA to open up the show. We're going to get into some Tigers conversation here in a moment. Not going to go over all the games, but some of the highlights from last night. Jalen Duren, 22 points and 22 rebounds. His average this year, he's averaging over 20 points per game. He is a rebounding machine. I think it could be an all-star year for Jalen Duren. 13.2 rebounds, 20.3 points. He's shooting 69.5%. Detroit wins over Utah 114-103. In the meantime, Walker Kessler is out for the year. Not that the Jazz were going to be really competitive in the West, but certainly a team hoping to build with some draft picks. Walker Kessler, young big man, was averaging 14.4 points and 10.8 rebounds through 5 games, a torn labrum, and he will have left shoulder surgery done for the year.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for him, obviously. Big loss for the Jazz, although I'm guessing the Jazz might even be a little happy. I'm sure they wouldn't mind if other guys got hurt and missed the season.
Are you talking about June, perhaps, and a little thing we call the draft?
If Lauri Markkanen went down and needed surgery today, they'd probably be, you know what? Hey, tough break, but
Hey, Danny Ainge has always been able to parlay some stuff into some good stuff, man.
Sure has.
I mean, looking at, they got Debansa right there at BYU, like in perfect, like just sitting there on a plate.
Danny being a BYU guy.
I mean, it's just saying, I'm not sure I don't think they're like shedding tears over Walker Kessler being out for the year.
Other games last night, the Pelicans edged the Mavericks in Dallas 101-99. I would imagine there were more boos for their illustrious general manager. And, of course, the Mavericks will be in town tomorrow night to take on the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies fans' first home look up close and personal of Cooper Flagg running the show. Again, no Kyrie. Maybe Anthony Davis returns for the Mavericks tomorrow night. The Lakers won again, and they're doing so without LeBron. The Lakers beat the Spurs 118-116. Another average game for Wemby. And when I say average, 19 points, 8 rebounds for an average person. Okay. For Wemby, he's a freak. That's keeping him in check. In the meantime, Luka goes off. 35 points, 13 assists, 9 rebounds, 5 steals. Lakers win 118-116.
Yeah, at the end of that game, we got bizarrely, I don't know, like the Lakers tried really, really hard at the end to let the Spurs somehow win it, getting an inbound violation by Marcus Smart, then fouling on a tip-in attempt. But Champagnie misses the first free throw, misses the second one, and they got another chance to tip it in and send it to overtime and missed that tip in as well. But and then Wembanyama afterwards talked about, like he said, and this is going to happen. Like he's like, I'm seeing different defenses than we've seen before, And again, teams are going to try and figure things out. Everybody's searching for ways to try and defend the guy, and they're going to try different things. And as he said, now it's got to adjust and figure out ways to attack it. Kudos to Bronny James trying to jump with Wembanyama on a dunk attempt. Came up just a bit short. He was so close. He was so close to getting that block, but just missed it by that much.
I did not see that one. His daddy eyeing live 5-on-5 play. That is the next step in his recovery from his injury that has kept him out all season to this point. So hopefully for LeBron and LeBron's fans and the Lakers that they get the old man back here sooner than later. Again, we don't know. Will it be his final year or not? Also last night, out on the West Coast, Kings beat the Warriors 121-116. I bring that game up because every once in a while, Russell Westbrook, he flashes. Triple-double for Westbrook. There were a lot of stars in this game that did not play. Stars on these rosters that did not play in this game, including Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, who were out for the Warriors. Knicks thrashed the Timberwolves, and Anthony Edwards returned to Minnesota. They got beat 137-114. Karl Anthony Towns after the game saying he's still stunned from the trade. Get over it. It wasn't last week. Get over the darn thing. Cavaliers put up 132 on the Sixers, 132-121. Bam Adebayo left the Miami game. The Heat losing to the Nuggets, 122-112, hobbled by foot pain, so he took off, and a field day for some guy named Jokic. I think that's how you pronounce it. Nikola with 16 assists, 15 rebounds, 33 points. Just doing what Jokic does. So quick little look back at the NBA from last night.
And Oklahoma City loses for the first time.
Oh, I missed that.
Yes.
I assumed that they just won again, another game. Who they end up losing to?
Portland beat them last night.
They came back from 22 down to get them.
And Oklahoma City was playing without. They got no Jalen Williams, no Holmgren, no Dort, no Caruso.
And a back-to-back.
Yeah.
They played the night before, too.
Well, Portland, let's say this. Portland's playing a lot better than I would have possibly imagined.
Has some great young pieces that they're working around, and I think they're about that, they're just going to let Shadon Sharp just go.
Yeah.
Just let them run, and they got Drew Holiday with them to add a little stability.
Klingen's good. I think Klingen's good.
Well, they can be really good defensively. Yeah. They got a lot of good individual defensive players. Advia's been fantastic. So, no, they've been, and Holiday kind of looks like I thought Holiday would get there and be like, what the hell? Like, oh my God, I don't care about this stuff. But he kind of seems rejuvenated.
A pro's pro, know. And they have wins over the Lakers, the Nuggets, the Thunder. I forgot who else they got one, but they're 5-3.
Tiago Splitter.
Yeah.
Taking over for Chauncey Billups, who's wearing pinstripes right now. I don't know what's going on there. All right, moving on to college basketball. Obviously, the season got kickstarted on Monday. There have been a few games of note, but as we talked about yesterday, not a lot of big national matchups. Great opportunity the last couple of days, and there's just not any on the schedule. Last night, there was only one top 25 team that played. It was Creighton. Memphis will play on Saturday, 2 o'clock, against the Dons from San Francisco. Memphis won last year, you may recall. They went out to San Francisco playing on the Warriors' home court. They called that a neutral court, not a home court for the Dons, who are right down the block, and Memphis had to come from Tennessee. But nevertheless, Memphis won that basketball game. This year could be interesting, and this season could be interesting. Yesterday, Penny Hardaway met the media, as did a few of his players. And he had some things to say that certainly are a little bit alarming right now to fans because there's so much unknown about this team. He was asked if he was nervous about what lies ahead for the Tigers. Quote, this comes from Parth Upadhyay, a regular on our show on Wednesdays. There are some concerns about what's going on with this new group. He talked about not having instituted the full offense yet, and that's why maybe we saw some of the struggles that we did in the 2 exhibition games. He said that right now his lesser players, I don't think he used the term lesser, but the more heralded and talented players coming in are not giving him the energy that the other guys are. So he's trying to find a way to get those big name players for him. And there's not a lot of them on the roster, let's be honest. But he wants to get those guys kickstarted. So it's kind of the opposite of what you want. You had players that also met the media, including, where is it? Let's see. Penny said he won't identify a starting lineup just yet. We were talking about that with Parth yesterday. Quante Berry said the Tigers had a team meeting Tuesday night in which players nipped some things in the bud. He said, I'd say it was a collective effort just to get together to talk about what we can do on Saturday. A team meeting already before the game even starts, before the season even starts. So a little bit concerning, let's be honest here.
Yeah, you don't like to see the players-only meetings before you've played an actual game that counts. That certainly is a bad sign. But again, I mean, we talk about they're coming out of these exhibitions. There's some obvious concerns. Again, it is only exhibition. They are still 0-0. And we'll see what happens once they start counting on Saturday. But just when you look at those two games, and as Penny said, other than basically the first 10 minutes of the Arkansas game, they just weren't real competitive. So, use those games to figure out where you are. Well, the indication is you got a long way to go from those two games.
Curtis Givens said we didn't really fight as hard as we should have in the first two exhibition games, but says he's confident that effort won't be an issue going forward heading into the regular season. He also said, talking about the mentality of the team this week, I feel like we're definitely refocused after the two exhibitions didn't go the way we wanted them to. We are refocused and ready to play Memphis basketball. Interesting that those are the two players that Penny had speak to the media. We talked yesterday about what, in our opinion, could be the best starting lineup. We don't know what Penny's going to do. I think we all agreed that Givens, young guy, 1 year under his belt at LSU, I think would be better suited as Doug McDaniel's backup. You can use the two at times, but I think to have both of them in the backcourt to start games, I know it's an extra ball handler, but the way they were turning it over, I think Curtis is probably, he has to be a better shooter than what he has showed so far, but he is not this knock him down type shooter. So he's more, I think, of a facilitator, and to have him basically as Doug's backup, I think is more advantageous as opposed to starting both of them. Quante Berry, on the other hand, who's kind of an energizer bunny, I like him to play alongside Doug McDaniel, but neither Doug or Aaron Bradshaw or a couple of other of these veteran players, these seniors or grad students that they brought in, guys with a lot of experience, spoke to the media yesterday. And I would imagine that when Penny said what he said about the more talented players really giving the less effort and the other guys giving the better effort, that he's probably talking about those guys. Because if you don't have Bradshaw figuring it out now, this long into his career, this far into his career, I should say, Doug McDaniel obviously has to be the leader. Zachary Davis, some of these guys that have been around the block a few times, if they're not coming through for you, it's going to be a long season.
Yeah, certainly they need McDaniel number one, and I think that's the guy probably, if you like, you can trust the most to be good. The Bradshaw, who, for a guy like Bradshaw, who, yes, came in with a lot of hype into his college career, he hasn't done really much of anything in college yet, and the hope is that here it kind of unlocks something, and you're kind of a step down in competition, unlock something in him, but you got to see it. Any of these, the track record of most of these guys is not great.
Right.
You're hoping that they outperform what they have done so far. Yet some of them, it is a step down in competition, whereas others, it's a step up or kind of a lateral move in competition. So who knows? Again, you hope that it's the fact that it was preseason, and again, there are factors that go into that. I mean, Penny again played 15 guys against Auburn. He's not going to play 15 guys normally. So when you whittle down the rotation, things like that, you hope that it sorts itself out a little bit. But again, there are certainly areas of concern coming out of the two exhibition games that we'll see what Saturday brings. I mean, it's you're going to find out a lot here right off the bat. I mean, you got San Francisco certainly is not some pushover team, and then you've got Ole Miss coming up. I mean, you've got some NCAA tournament projected teams that are coming up here very early in the schedule, and then when you start talking about getting the Purdues of the world, well, then it's a whole different monster.
Yeah, that gauntlet of a non-conference schedule is going to happen every year. He puts together a very challenging schedule, and he really has to for the conference that they play in. So you have to be ready from the get-go. And to your point that you just had, Penny saying that, 15 new guys, with the way we played in the preseason, there are some concerns. I'm not getting out of the guys what I want to get out of them right now. The pressure's on. So there is certainly a concern for what we can expect to see at the beginning of the year. He said, whoever you see Saturday are the guys that I'm trusting to start this season off. He always says he's going to limit his rotation. I'll be curious to see if the guys he throws out there struggle. Do you go back to the well to a different guy and then to a different guy? Again, they're all new. They're all new to the system. They're all new to the program. So are you going to be set when you step on that court on Saturday? In his mind, is he set with, I got my 8 guys, my 9 guys, and I'm not going to change unless there's a blowout one way or the other, and then you bring guys in at the end? Or are you going to change because you're still kind of mixing and matching? And you hate to be in that position, but...
Well, I would assume if it's going poorly, you're going to search for answers. You're going to look for somebody who can give you the answer. You'll keep going until you find somebody who can give you the answer.
Well, then again, so it's not, I'm going to limit my rotation. I got my guys, the guys who are, like he said, what was the quote? Whoever you see Saturday are the guys that I'm trusting to start the season off. No, if they struggle, I'm sure he's going to get other guys in there. Because you are, especially in this day and age of the transfer portal, experimenting. You are experimenting. When you have 15 new guys, unfortunately, you're experimenting against some pretty good opponents here early in the season. But you have to have this thing figured out very quickly because you have to win some big games, non-conference, to have a chance to have any kind of good seed. And then hopefully it also propels you to doing what you're supposed to do, and that's running roughshod over this conference. But there's no guarantees right now. There's too many question marks. And as I always say, somehow, some way, the Tigers and the Grizzlies always mirror each other. And let me explain. The Tigers or the Grizzlies right now, what are they struggling with? Shooting the ball. We look at this Tigers team and we're wondering, who are the shooters? Who's going to step up? If they double Doug, let's say Doug gets off the heart and the team say, no, we're going to take Doug out of the game. We're going to let Gibbons or Barry or Davis or Thetford, one of those guys beat us. Unless, Bradshaw and those other bigs, Silla will probably play. The other guys, Majok and who's the other guy? Rope. They probably won't play. I don't believe so. But if they're knocking down shots at 7-footers going out on the 3-point line and knocking down, then you have to be honest with the defense. You're gonna have to get out there and guard it. But if not, you're making sure that those guards aren't open, they're not penetrating, getting to the hole, and you try to stymie Doug. You cut off the head, right? You cut off the head of the snake. And Doug McDaniel is certainly the king cobra out there for the Tigers.
We talk about the schedule for college basketball early on. John Rothstein every morning does his games to watch today.
Right.
These are the games he listed for today. These are the games to watch. Jackson State at Louisville. Bethune-Cookman at Miami. North Florida at Florida. Grambling at Iowa State. And Merrimack at Auburn. If that doesn't get you pumped for college basketball,
He's being sarcastic, right? He's screwing around.
Of course.
No, those are the best. Like
that's
there's not better
John
games.
Rothstein all the time.
There's not better games.
All right, let's take those real quick before we go to the break. Take the 5 games. Let's make an educated guess as to the point differential in each game. Add it up, and then we'll write it down, J-Ham, and then we'll look back at it tomorrow. Give me the 5 games, Eli. We'll do one at a time, real quick.
It's Jackson State at Louisville.
Okay. I'd go 35-point win for Louisville. You guys want to go lower, higher? Real quick.
I'm with you on 35.
35 good, Eli?
Sure.
Okay, let's go 35. So write that down. Next game.
Bethune-Cookman at Miami.
Bethune just took Auburn to overtime.
Reggie Theus, baby, hang time. He's coaching that team up. Bethune, I have no idea what Miami is this year with the new coach. I don't even know.
Let's go 15 points, Miami. 15-point win.
I think Bethune hangs closer.
Closer, 10? We'll go 10?
Let's go 10.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go 10. All right, next one.
North Florida at Florida.
Okay, Florida wins that one by 40.
Florida lost their first game, so they're going to be a little mad.
But they lost to Arizona.
I like the 40 with you, Greg.
Go 40? We'll go 40 on that one. Okay, next one.
Grambling at Iowa State.
Oh, my gosh. That's going to be, I'm going 35. What do you think, guys?
That's safe.
Yeah, I'll say 30, 35.
Okay, we'll go 35, and then the final?
Merrimack at Auburn.
I guess Auburn wakes up, right? Merrimack, I have no idea. I'd say, what do you want to go, 30? You want to go higher, lower?
30.
30, okay. So add that up real quick. And that's going to be our point differential for those 5 games, and then we'll look at it tomorrow. We'll see how close we were. What's the total amount of points?
We were talking about some of the college names that these teams play.
Mm-hmm.
Last night, some doozies. Elon played Belmont Abbey.
Belmont Abbey?
Not Belmont.
Not Belmont.
Belmont Abbey. I don't know if that is any relation to Downton Abbey. I don't know. This one, I still don't even, I'm not even, this is Mississippi Valley State.
Mm-hmm. Delta Devils.
They played last night in men's basketball, the Mississippi University for Women.
But men attend that. They didn't play a women's team, right? Men go to that school. It's a men's team that they play, but
it's like MUS going to the girls' tournament, you know?
No, it's a men's team they're playing.
The Mississippi University of Women for Women played at Mississippi Valley State.
I'm sorry. I'm not at all sexist, but there's no way I'd be going to that school.
How does that happen?
Full scholarship.
How does that happen?
The College of Biblical Studies, our favorite, it's been a rough stretch here. They lost by 67 to UTSA. 97-30 last night for the College of Biblical Studies.
Wow. And then don't they have they have Rice coming up? Or Rice is on their schedule, I believe. Or
They played all 3, I think, already. I don't remember.
They've already played Rice, too?
Montana State played Northwest Indian.
Northwest Indian?
Yeah.
Not Northwest Indiana?
No, there's no A on the end. It's just Northwest Indian. I don't know where or who or what, but that's, Northwest Indian.
Got to be like a Native American tribe team or something.
Pacific played Life Pacific.
Not Pacific Life, the insurance?
Life Pacific.
What was your total? Did you add that up?
We got 180.
180. All right.
Last night, Pacific, Life Pacific, and Pacific Lutheran all played. Pacific Lutheran played Cal Poly last night. I mean,
California must have 1,000 basketball teams. I mean, geez. Okay.
Binghamton played RIT.
Rochester Institute of Technology. How about that?
I like it.
Nerds. That's their nickname. Nerds. All right, we got to take a break.
Norfolk State played Regent. The Regent Royals.
Wow.
Yeah, there are some doozies. 180 points, though. Mark it down for those 5 games. We'll see how we do tomorrow on that, but we're coming back with our final segment here in Hour 1. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join in the fun for the grand reopening of Kroger Atoka, Wednesday, November 12th with your boy Johnny Radio. We'll be giving away $10 Kroger gift cards to the first 100 customers starting at 8 a.m. And there's more. This newly remodeled Kroger Atoka store now features a Starbucks, Murray's Cheese, and expanded produce, meat, and deli department. Join in the grand reopening of your Kroger Atoka store, 11630 Highway 51 South, Atoka, Tennessee. We cut the ribbon at 9 a.m. Come check it out. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
The 2025 Range Rover Sport sits right at the heart of the Land Rover lineup, offering a perfect mix of style, performance, and versatility. Smaller and more agile than a full-size Range Rover, it's a great option for everyone who wants luxury and practicality. Every model comes with 8-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive standard. Whether you navigate city streets or tackle rough terrain, Range Rover Sport has you covered. Every drive is powerful and breathtaking. The 2025 Range Rover Sport is the epitome of sporting luxury. Test drive one at Jaguar Land Rover Bluff City.
You know, every year I encourage people to make Thanksgiving easier by having Central Barbecue do all the cooking.
So you're going to do something different this year?
God, no. Central Barbecue is the perfect choice to make your holidays less labor intensive.
No effort to do something original in?
None. Why would I? You could slave over a hot stove for hours on end to make some fantasy of a meal for friends and family, or just call or go online and let Central Barbecue do all the slaving for you.
That's the holiday spirit.
It sure is. When a holiday is all about eating and then lying around watching college football, then you simply can't beat the ease and comfort of leaving it all to Central Barbecue.
And that's the pioneering spirit.
So you need to sell your house? I have the solution. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Any house, any area, as is. It's literally as simple as that. Just pick up your phone. Call 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your house fast, call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses.
Everything today is technologically based. Well, except maybe you. If you're struggling with tech, no matter what kind, call Tech For You. Tech For You for TVs, home theaters, cameras, smart locks, digital storage, and more. Tech For You makes it simple and affordable. Call 697-9695. Make your home safe, comfortable, and up to date with Tech For You. Stop struggling with tech. Call 697-9695. Veteran-owned and operated Tech For You. Technology simplified.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Morning!
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, 7:52 the time. Coming up at 8:05, we'll have the Tiger Football Report brought to you by Binswanger Glass. Eli will break down the Tigers and Tulane. Absolutely huge game tomorrow night at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium.
Tiger Steve texted in. He said, "What concerns me is that Bethune took Auburn to overtime and Auburn killed us." Yeah, again, it's one's preseason exhibition. You're doing some different things, but yeah, I mean, I could see where you might be, especially if Bethune gets absolutely hammered by a Miami tonight. Like, then you go, oh gosh, this could be rough. But again, you just have to hope that were exhibitions, and now that they start counting, guys will turn up the intensity. Obviously, the rotation will be limited more, all of those things, and they'll play a heck of a lot better than what they did at exhibitions.
Right, but the general concern of the fan base is warranted when you still have your coach that's a little bit concerned with what he expects to see, because not every player is playing with the energy he wants. Not everybody is producing the way he needs them to produce. They're still implementing all the offense. There's a lot of things to make you wonder what we can expect to see. But as we talked about with Parth yesterday, last year, the two exhibition games didn't go the way of Memphis, North Carolina, and Alabama. That game was in Huntsville. And then they turn around and go to Maui and get off to the great start. So, again, you take it with a grain of salt because it is exhibition, but a little bit of concern is understandable because there are a lot of unknowns right now. A couple of other things before we break for the top of the hour. The Raiders and the Broncos tonight, week number 10 of the NFL kicks off, and I think it's apropos that it's the Raiders tonight because one of the great Raiders of all time, Tim Brown, who was on the show with us yesterday, and if you missed that interview, you can always go to our website, check it out on featured audio. Tim will be at Aldo's today on Cooper in Midtown at 1:30. The announcement of a new arena team. Yes, another arena team is coming to Memphis, and Tim Brown is scheduled to be there. So it's open to the public if you want to go over and get an autograph, shake a hand of a legend, a Heisman Trophy winner, Hall of Famer, NFL Hall of Famer, College Football Hall of Famer. Tim Brown will be there again on a day where the Raiders open up Week 10 at the Broncos. Rookie of the Year odds for the NBA. I saw this yesterday, and obviously Cooper Flagg is a heavy favorite, but it's down to minus 110. Still a favorite, but that's because of the play of VJ Edgecombe, who is at plus 115. Con Kneppel is plus 1,600. So the odds would tell you it's a two-man race, but Cedric Coward's number 4. I know he had the bad game last night, but Cedric Coward has been one of the bright spots so far for the Grizzlies. Plus 2,500, still a long shot, but right there at number 4 as far as the odds are concerned of the NBA Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, again, it's off to a good start. Makes sense.
And then from the world of baseball, and we'll talk a little bit more about the World Series before we put it to bed with Kerry Miller coming up at 8:25. But some of the ratings for the World Series, the numbers are out, and it's pretty astonishing. Now, again, it's not the NFL. The NFL and the Super Bowl and what we get is crazy. But Game 7 of the World Series averaged 51 million viewers combined across the USA, Canada, and Japan. The most watched Major League Baseball game in 34 years. You got to go back to Game 7 of the 91 World Series. Do you remember off the top of your head who played in 91? That wasn't the Bay. That wasn't San Francisco and Oakland, right?
No, 91.
That was Atlanta, Minnesota. That was my favorite. That was one of my favorite ones in childhood. Yeah,
Atlanta and Minnesota.
Yeah. Jack Morris went 10 innings and Kirby Puckett with the catch over the wall.
Oh, you mean when pitchers actually went the distance and then some? Yes, okay. Of course, all bets are off now with what Yamamoto did. I saw on one of the late night shows, I saw a replay of the Dodgers making an appearance on it, and there was 5 guys. And I tell you, Kike Hernandez, he is funny. Have you ever heard that guy? I mean, they were talking about there were a couple of Blue Jays fans in the audience, but they stood and they clapped for the Dodgers, and they pointed that out. And I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. And he points out the Blue Jays fans. And he goes, "Yeah, look, they appreciate it." And Dave Roberts goes, "Well, we apologize for that, but maybe next year." And then Kike goes, "Skip, you said we're going to three-peat," just jumped all over him. But then at the end, he goes, "I'm a free agent, so I don't even know if I'll be a part of this team." But he was really funny. They said they've been nonstop partying since the World Series and their Game 7 heroics, starting in Toronto in the hotel room, this, I guess, huge, maybe ballroom type thing, and then continued it on to the parade, and then they haven't stopped since they've been back home in Los Angeles.
Freddie Freeman's worm has been the highlight.
Yes, I saw the worm.
Dude, how
do you rate that worm?
That was an impressive worm.
It's a good worm.
I don't like that dude. He's
a tall guy.
He was. I wouldn't expect Freddie to have that in him, but he did.
Take your basketball skills to the next level at Shoot 360 Memphis, a revolutionary basketball training facility that combines cutting-edge technology with gamification, provides instant objective feedback with hands-on, one-on-one expert coaching. This is the system that Steph Curry and Klay Thompson have used. Others have used this as well, including one of the owners of Shoot 360 Memphis, and that is the great Thaddeus Young, 17 years in the NBA. I can't promise you'll play in the NBA, but I can promise you this. You're going to get great coaching. You're going to get instant feedback. The analytics are going to be right there, and you're going to become a better all-around shooter of the basketball. I don't see how you can't. And it's monthly memberships, so you are not bogged down with a long-term year or multi-year contract. Sign up for a month. Try it out. I'm telling you, you're going to fall in love with it. 2 locations, the original in Collierville, 85 Market Street. You can call them at 901-316-5500. Tell them you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings and set up a tour. The Cordova location is the 50,000 square foot facility. They got 2 NBA regulation size courts, 3 high school size courts, 4 shooting bays with Shoot 360 technology. That number is 901-779-3176. They are located on Big Orange Road. You have not seen anything like this before. I can guarantee you that. So go check it out. Join for a month. Tell us about it. Your experience at Shoot 360 Memphis. You're tuned into Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, there's some things about the Rendezvous I want to talk about. For example, we make it really easy to park. We have valet parking right at Monroe Street in our alley. We also want to make it easy for people to get to-go orders. You can now park in our alley right at our front door and put your flashers on. People also forget that we take reservations for 6 or more. And we have a wonderful party room upstairs that can accommodate people for rehearsal dinners, birthday parties, reunions, graduations. Our rooms seat between 25 and 275 people. And everything at the Rendezvous can be packed to go. Brett, we also do catering. See our menu online, and we can even deliver for groups of 15 or more. So if you have any questions, always feel free to call us at the Rendezvous because we answer our phone ourselves. You'll never hear, please listen carefully for our menu has changed. Press 1 for reservations, press 2 for hours, press 3 for catering, or if you know your party's 9-digit extension number and the first 3 letters of their mother's maiden name, dial it now. Come see us at the Rendezvous.
Since 1948, the Rendezvous.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One. Coming up on Thursday Night Football, it's AFC West action between the Raiders and the Broncos. Bo Nix and Denver lead the division and are on a 6-game winning streak. Now they host a Vegas team coming off an overtime loss to the Jaguars. Kevin Kugler and Ryan Harris will call all the action from the Mile High City on Thursday Night Football.
Right here on Sports 56.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to kick off the fun? Chumba Casino is your go-to game plan during halftime or overtime. From spinning slots to instant scratch-style cards, it's like running the perfect play, all from home. New players score a free welcome bonus and daily logins with a shot at some serious prizes every time you play. Get in the game and visit ChumbaCasino.com today. Let's Chumba. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
If you love sports and Mexican food, you can get the best of both at Los Cabos Mexican Bar and Grill on Summer near Graham. Watch all the big games on all the big TVs on all the walls at Los Cabos and enjoy premium tequila shots anytime for just $5.50. Celebrate every day with lunch specials from 10 to 3 and happy hour from 3 to 8. Lunch is just $6.75 to $10.99 and margaritas start at $3.99. Experience real Mexican cuisine along with great sports at Los Cabos on Summer near Graham.
Sports 56 traffic.
I'm on 240 North here up by Lamar as traffic gets a little bit heavier coming down I-40 westbound, passing Germantown Parkway right now, coming in from Fayette County. 385 floating up pretty good now with more volume on the 240 there, passing Mount Moriah. Hey, give the gift of clean this holiday season. Save up to 40% off Zips Car Wash gift cards and wash books. Perfect for teachers, co-workers, neighbors, several locations here in Memphis. Check them out online at zipscarwash.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, with Dave Woloshin, weekday mornings from 10 to 11.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Genuine diamonds, baby.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:04 at the time. Hour number 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings, the Thursday, November 6th, 2025 edition of the program. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Jay Ham. We're in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. The hot tub and swim spa clearance sale going on right now, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently, it is 56 degrees, but it's going to warm up to 74 today. It's going to be an absolutely beautiful day, just like yesterday. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy skies, 59 for your overnight low. Then Friday's interesting, 73. And then there's the chance of rain Friday night for the football game, but the chance, not absolute 100%. I do know this. We got some warm temperatures tomorrow as well, warm temperature Saturday, and then an Arctic blast where the high on Sunday is 50. I got golf scheduled. Monday's high is 42. And then it goes back up, 54, then the 66, then the 71, then the 72. The crazy weather of Memphis and the Mid-South. Coming up later on in the hour, Kerry Miller joins us from Bleacher Report. But it is time now for the Tiger Football Report. The Tigers in Tulane tomorrow night. And it's brought to you by Binswanger Glass.
That's right, Binswanger Glass at 340 South Hollywood, right across the street from Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. You can find them online at binswangerglass.com for any glass needs, commercial, residential, whatever your glass needs are. Go see the folks at Binswanger Glass. The 22nd ranked Memphis Tigers, 8-1 on the year, 4-1 in American Athletic Conference play. We'll take on the Tulane Green Wave, who come in 6-2. They are 3-1 in conference play. At Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. It'll be televised on ESPN. The head coach is Ryan Silverfield in his 6th year with a 50-22 mark. John Summerall is in his 2nd year at Tulane, 15-7 with the Green Wave, 38-11 overall after a really good 2-year run at Troy before he took over at Tulane. It is the 42nd meeting all-time in the series, dating back to 1954. Memphis holds the advantage. 25-15-1 is the Tigers' record against Tulane, including a win last year when they went down to New Orleans on Thanksgiving and picked up a 38-28 victory over the Green Wave. Memphis coming in off of their 38-14 win over Rice last week. They were the highest-ranked Group of 5 team in the first college football playoff rankings of the year this week, which means that if they win their final 3 games of the regular season and the American Championship game, they are on track to make the college football playoff. There are currently 5 teams in the American other than the Tigers with only 1 conference loss. Memphis plays 3 of them in their final 3 games. And they've already played one of the 2 others. So they certainly have their work cut out for them the rest of the way. In this game, the Tigers trying to make it 50 straight games of scoring at least 20 points. They come in 5th in the American, 35th in the nation in total offense at 430 yards per game. They're 3rd in the conference, 12th in the country in scoring at over 37 points per game. The American Conference has 5 of the top 21 rushing offenses in FBS. The Tigers at 201 rushing yards per game are 21st in the nation, but only 5th in the American. This is the running conference. Obviously, we know about Army and Navy, but you throw in Rice with their option, North Texas, USF. I mean, these teams in this conference can run the football. That's for sure. Brendan Lewis, a very efficient game against Rice, completing 18 of 22 passes for 225 yards. Also ran for 87 yards and a touchdown. Did leave the game late with an injury, but has been practicing this week and should be good to go without any problems for tomorrow night. For the season out, up to 69% completion, which leads the American Conference. He's thrown for 1,869 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, while also leading the team in rushing with 562 yards and leading in rushing touchdowns with 8. He's got 270 yards of total offense per game that he is averaging, which is good for 5th in the conference. The running backs, Last week, Frank Pizant, 3 touchdowns on just 10 carries against Rice. Greg DeRosier also found the end zone against the Owls. Sutton Smith, only 2 carries, 0 yards, but he still leads the running backs for the season with 515 yards and has 6 touchdowns. DeRosier, 450 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's also third on the team in catches with 21 for 142 yards and a touchdown. And now Pizant, with his game last week, 189 yards and 6 touchdowns. The 3 running backs, combined with Lewis, make the Tigers the only team with 4 guys with at least 6 rushing touchdowns, and their 30 total rushing touchdowns are tied with Navy and North Texas for the most in the nation. North Texas is the one, because most people, I think of North Texas as they're airing the ball out all over the place, but they're one of the best rushing attacks in the country, and are tied with Memphis and Navy for the most rushing touchdowns in the country. 11 different receivers caught a pass last week for the Tigers. Nobody caught more than 3. Cortez Braham had 3 catches for 66 yards. He's now at 39 catches for 632 yards and 7 touchdowns. Braham, 7th in the conference in catches, 2nd in receiving yards, and tied for 1st in touchdowns. Jamari Hawkins, just 1 catch last week. He's 2nd on the team, 25 catches for 450 yards, still looking for his 1st touchdown of the season. Defensively, after giving up some big yardage against UAB and USF, the Tigers held Rice to just 212 yards, had a season-high 11 tackles for loss, and picked up a couple more takeaways. They have at least 1 takeaway in 25 of their last 29 games, 55 total takeaways in that stretch. They are 2nd in the American in both total defense and scoring defense. They give up 347 yards and 19 points per game. With the 11 tackles for loss last week, they are now 1st in the conference and tied for 4th in the country in total tackles for loss. And with the 2 takeaways, they're tied for 10th in takeaways on the year with 17, and 9th in turnover margin at +9. If you have a defense that can get tackles for loss, which causes teams to get behind the chains, and you can get takeaways, that's a good secret to winning a lot of games.
It really is, and they have faced all types of different offenses, a lot of tempo in this conference. Jordan Hankins and his staff have done a great job in identifying players to bring in. Remember last year we were talking about the loss of Chandler Martin. How do you replace him? These guys have really stepped up.
The thing is, they had the 11 tackles for loss last week. Going into that game, the Rice didn't allow tackles. That's one thing Rice didn't do. You didn't get tackles for loss against Rice. The Tigers got a season-high 11 tackles for loss. Well, that replacement for Chandler Martin has been Sam Brumfield, who is right now, you would have to say, I don't know if he's the leading candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, but he's certainly one of the leading candidates for the Defensive Player of the Year in the conference. He had 12 tackles last week. He's got 66 tackles. That is 7th in the conference. He has 12 tackles for loss, which leads the conference and is top 10 in the nation. And he has 4.5 sacks, which is 5th in the conference. So if you're top 10 in tackles, lead in tackles for loss, and top 5 in sacks, I would think that makes you a pretty good, strong candidate for Defensive Player of the Year.
I would agree.
The Tigers actually have the top 2 in the conference in tackles for loss. Brumfield's 1, Chris Bracey is 2 with 9.5. Drew Watts, also among the conference leaders, he's 6th, tied for 6th with 7.5. So the Tigers have 3 guys in the top 6 in the conference in tackles for loss on their defense. Tulane, they come in after a bad loss. Got beat up by UTSA last Thursday. Their first conference loss of the year was a 48-26 loss to UTSA. And they are not used to losing conference games. Since 2022, Tulane is 25-3 in conference games. No team in the nation has lost fewer conference games. The only team with a better record during that span is Georgia, who has 2 more wins. Georgia's 27-3, Tulane 25-3 in conference games. The loss also only their fourth road loss since 2022. 17-4 road record in the last 4 seasons. That is the most road wins of anybody in the nation during that time. Their offense has not been great. 8th in the conference. They average 408 yards per game. They're 10th in scoring in the conference, averaging 26 points per game. And while the Tigers' defense has been really good, as we talked about with the tackles for loss, Tulane, another team that does not allow many tackles for loss. They have allowed the second fewest in the conference and 12th fewest tackles for loss in the nation.
Great offensive line.
And a quarterback who can turn some bad plays into
2 of them, yeah.
Can avoid the tackle for loss. Turnovers were the big problem in the UTSA game. They turned it over 4 times. And turnovers will be key. John Summerall, in his career, when winning the turnover battle, is 22-1. So, in his time at both Troy and Tulane, when his team wins the turnover battle, they usually win the game. Quarterback, number 12, Jake Retzloff, the transfer from BYU, who had 1 interception before last week, but threw 2 interceptions last week and was pulled from that game. For the year, 1,622 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and like Lewis for Memphis, he leads them in rushing, 513 yards, and has 9 rushing touchdowns on the year. As a matter of fact, in the game against Duke, their win earlier this year, he ran for 111 yards and 4 touchdowns and threw for 245 yards. He is a guy, certainly, who can beat you with both his legs and his arm. Coming off the bad performance against UTSA, certainly I'm sure he will be itching to go in this one.
We saw it at BYU. We know how good this guy is. But they also have another quarterback as well, and I know that Memphis is preparing for him because they've used 2, but Retzloff is the guy.
The Green Wave running backs, they've got a lot of guys who get carries. The main guy is number 23, Javen Gordon. He leads them in carries with 77. He has 328 yards and 3 touchdowns. Other guys, number 20, Arnold Barnes III, has 41 carries for 193 yards. Number 2, Zuberi Mobley, 32 carries, 160 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And 0, Maurice Turner, who's missed 3 games this year, but has 23 carries for 115 yards. So they will spread it out, but Gordon normally the main guy in the backfield. They also have 9 different guys who have caught a touchdown this season, so they spread it out with their receivers. Only 1 guy has multiple touchdown receptions. Number 1 is Omari Hayes, 25 catches, 376 yards, 1 touchdown. Number 83, Bryce Bohannon, has 24 catches for 260 and a touchdown. Number 7 is Shaz Preston. He's got 22 catches. So you got 25, 24, and 22 catches from those top 3 guys. He's got 329 yards and a touchdown. Then you got number 5, Anthony Brown Stevens, with 18 catches. And the only receiver who actually has multiple touchdowns is number 15, Zachary Lewis, who has 2 touchdowns, but only 13 catches on the year. The Tulane defense. Owen McCown of UTSA absolutely lit them up. 31 for 33, 370, and 4 touchdowns. Twice as many touchdowns as incompletions McCown went for against this Tulane defense. They are 10th in the conference in total defense. They give up over 402 yards per game. They're 7th in scoring defense at 25.5 points per game. Their leader in tackles is their free safety. Number 1, Jack Chenchu, 51 tackles. Defensive tackle number 29, Santana Hopper, is their leader in tackles for loss. He's got 7.5 with 2.5 sacks. And edge rusher number 5, Harvey Dyson, is their leader in sacks with 4.5. And then in the secondary, number 3, Javion White, leads their team. He has 3 interceptions. So they've got some guys at each level, but the defense overall, again, like the offense, has just kind of been average numbers-wise so far this year. Now, the line on this game has dropped. Memphis currently as a 3.5-point favorite.
It's been all over the board, this line.
The over-under is currently sitting at 54.5 for this game. Again, it'll be an 8 o'clock kickoff tomorrow night over at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. You can watch it if you're not going out on ESPN. The Tigers with a very important one for both teams. Obviously, one of these two teams is taking their second conference loss, which probably eliminates you from having a chance to go to the conference championship game. The Tiger Football Report brought to you by Binswanger Glass at 340 South Hollywood and online, binswangerglass.com for all your glass needs. Go see the folks at Binswanger Glass.
Kerry Miller is next from Bleacher Report. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Cleanliness is next to impossible unless you call High-Low Commercial Services. For 15 years, High-Low's dedicated team has been cleaning offices throughout the Mid-South. High-Low's janitorial services are customized to your business. Clean once, quarterly, or ongoing, and get the JRD guarantee. We clean until you're satisfied. High-Low Commercial Services, the biggest and the best in the Mid-South. Visit MrCleanTeam.com. That's MrCleanTeam, MrCleanTeam.com for High-Low Commercial Services.
Memphis football is back in action Friday, November 7th, when the Tigers take on the Tulane Green Wave in our Salute to Service game. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock, and Tiger Nation wear black. The first 2,500 fans will score a Memphis Tiger camo trucker hat thanks to Mid-South Pulmonary. Join us as we honor and celebrate all military and first responders. Be all in. Get your tickets now at GoTigersGo.com/tickets.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswangerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Starting a little bit heavier coming down 40 westbound right now from Germantown, Parkway down, Sycamore View Road. Midtown traffic has increased quite a bit, actually northbound. 240 here at Lamar. As it gets heavier, I-40 eastbound coming across the Hernando de Soto Bridge over from West Memphis, Crittenden County. Hey, Weibers Jewelry, your full-service family-owned jewelry store here in Memphis. Check them out for the holiday season and shop local. You'll save a ton of money at Weibers Jewelry on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck when you're on tight traffic.
Back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Isn't it a lovely morning?
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Well, we busted out of class.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:24 is the time. Coming up in hour 3, Harold Grader joins us in studio for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. Right now, it's time to talk with Kerry Miller.
It's time to talk some baseball. Joining Greg and Eli is Kerry Miller from the Bleacher Report. Here's Kerry with Greg and Eli.
Now, I'm not going to say this is the last time we're talking baseball with Kerry because there's awards season and other things that happen, but Kerry's on with us all year long, and we're going to shift gears pretty soon to basketball, which got underway earlier in the week. But what a way to put a bow on an amazing, absolutely tremendous World Series. Kerry joins us now. You can follow him on Twitter at Kerrance James, covering Major League Baseball and college basketball for Bleacher Report and co-host of the Unnamed Bracketology podcast. You're going to have to dust that off, right? It's coming up soon. But, Kerry, come on. Try to put into words what we just witnessed between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays.
Yeah, I mean, I had to try to put it into words. Coincidentally enough, I was the one on column duty for Game 3, which went 18 innings, and then Game 7, which was just a historic ending to an incredible series. I saw, reports that this was the most watched baseball game in 34 years since the 1991 World Series Game 7. I don't know if irony is the word there, but the coincidence-ness of that is not lost on me, that came 2 years before a lockout, and we have another one brewing in 2027. But right now, wow, baseball's in a great place. It was a really fun series.
It's the Game 7, just the different swings of emotion. It was almost exhausting to watch. Like every time you think one team had it won, something else would happen, and just the bottom of the ninth inning alone for the Blue Jays wore me out. I can't imagine being a Blue Jays fan in that inning when the amount of times it felt like you thought you had the game won.
Yeah, no, there were so many twists and turns in that game. So many just, there was one point, I think it was maybe late in the 8th inning, even before the insane Pages catch, where I was like, can we just get one somewhat normal half inning to just catch our breath? What was it, the 4th inning, I think, when Varsho had the diving catch in center field with the bases loaded, and then 1 second later, Vladdy's snaring one down the first baseline. You had multiple bases loaded plays at the plate. You had I forget who the pitcher was trying to cover for. It might have been Savage even trying to cover first base and tap dancing around it again. And then obviously just the way it ended. I mean, it was, it was 5 days ago. It feels like it happened yesterday. And as I was writing it, it felt like 100 things happened that I had already forgotten about because so much went down in that game.
Yeah, I don't know how writers do it when there's so much that you want to put into a story and you're limited on the the amount of words or space you have. I don't know if you are, but yeah, there's so much to detail from that game because you don't want to leave out anything. And of course, Dave Roberts, my gosh, every move he made seemed to pay off.
We were all, sitting there wondering, why is Miguel Rojas batting here? And you could even hear it in Joe Davis's call, right? The Dodgers announcer for the last several years, he has seen Miguel Rojas suck at the plate for 3 years, and you could hear him just be completely shocked that of all people, Miguel Rojas hit that home run in the 9th inning. And then, then he puts in Pages, and one batter later, he's making that crazy, mossing Kike Hernandez out in left field. Everything came up Dave Roberts in that game, that's for sure.
The overall performance, I mean, Yamamoto, just absolutely insane to be able to come back in Game 7 after pitching Game 6 and then get out of that 9th inning. I mean, it's just what an epic performance by him.
Yeah, it was funny is right after Game 5 when Savage pitched incredibly, I made the comment that he should probably be the MVP, but he won't be unless he comes back and gets the save. And then he came in for the 7th inning, and I was like, uh-oh, here comes that MVP scenario for Savage. And instead, Yamamoto does the same thing, just on 0 days rest is just unreal. That's some, Walter Johnson nonsense that we haven't seen in so many years. So, yeah, what an incredible World Series. And just, the most literal World Series that we've ever had, right? You had the 3 Japanese stars. Alejandro Kirk's from Mexico. I think Pages is from Venezuela. Multiple guys from the Dominican. It was played in Canada. So obviously ratings were pretty good for that reason, right?
Yes, and I was going to ask you about it. Look, we've had, obviously, international players throughout the history of baseball, but there's nothing like it is now. And that truly was an international World Series, not just because you had a team in Canada and a team in the United States, but like you said, the personnel, the players that make up these rosters, the coaching staff. It's just incredible how many different countries were involved in one way or another in this World Series.
Yep. And now we head into the off season, and 2 of the biggest, probably 10 names out there are guys coming over from Japan, and Munetaka Murakami and what's the pitcher's name? Ike or Ime, or I'll learn it eventually. But
sure.
he's probably like a top 4 pitcher in this year's class, and they'll probably both sign with the Dodgers because that's what they do.
And then I see I saw a thing yesterday talking about Kyle Tucker, and they list the Dodgers for him. I'm like, the Dodgers are literally just going to try and sign every person that comes available. If your price tag is over like $100 million, the Dodgers automatically sign you.
That's pretty much what it is, unfortunately. Like, I've been doing all these, top 10 landing spots for the biggest names on the market, and I got to put the Dodgers somewhere in the top 10 for all of them. Now, I don't anywhere near imagine they'll sign all of them. They do have an outfield need, and they do have a big-time right-handed relief need. So I had them at the top of the list for Edwin Diaz, now that he's a free agent. And then, Kyle Tucker, it makes sense because right now they don't even have a left fielder. So we'll see. But, yeah, they just have unlimited funds, it seems. If their budget is the same as it was this year, where with luxury tax they ended up spending, I think, $585 million, they've got a lot of spending room this offseason, which is just disgusting. Same with the Mets. The Mets already have like a $215 million payroll, and we're like, well, they can't. They'll have to choose 2 out of 3 between Pete Alonso, Edwin Diaz, and an ace pitcher. It's like, it's not even fair, and that's why the lockout is looming, because you have these 3 teams that will just spend and spend and spend, and the other 27 owners are like, how do we possibly contend with this?
Unfortunately, the Mets' result, not like the Dodgers' result, is they don't even make the postseason, so you see how things can go awry. But with the Dodgers and the payroll and the deferral on Shohei, it's not like he's paid all his money at once. But my gosh, I would love to really know how it all breaks down specifically to the dollar of what they're bringing in from TV contracts, from the local TV, from everything, ticket sales, all that, compared to payroll. Because it's hard to really comprehend a team with a payroll of north of $500 million and still coming out on the positive end financially, because they are, or they wouldn't be in the business, for goodness sakes.
Yeah, I forget who it was that said they've already recouped the $700 million on Shohei, just marketing and all that. And, they have the biggest stadium, I think, by far. Like they have 51,000 or something capacity. The next closest is like 42, and they sell it out all the time. Now, I don't know what that comes out to on a per game basis. Maybe at some point this offseason I'll look at their ticket prices and try and calculate it. It might take me an entire day, but it'd be a fun little project. But yeah, I mean, they're certainly bringing in revenue like none other, so they're able to just spin it forward. And it doesn't hurt that, right, Magic Johnson is like a 10% owner or whatever.
Absolutely.
Lord knows he sleeps on a pile of cash every night. So.
And I think they gouge Mary Hart's tickets. I think they up it for her, so she's paying a lot of money to help with the payroll. I don't know if you know who Mary Hart is, but she's right behind home plate, former Entertainment Tonight host.
I'm guessing those seats behind home plate where all the celebrities sit are probably pretty expensive. That's just a guess, but those are pretty expensive.
Yeah, they show like 30 celebrities at every Dodgers game. Jason Bateman probably puts his entire annual movie salary towards Dodgers tickets.
So when is the collective bargaining agreement? Is it after next season?
Correct. Yeah, okay. So we should get through 2026 in theory just fine, and then 13 months from I think it's December 1st of next year is when the it's going to hit the fan. we'll keep it radio clean for you. But
Well, I can't imagine
it's going to be a problem.
I can't imagine they haven't started already at least early conversations, right?
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, you had the report from June or July when Bryce Harper was telling Rob Manfred to get the F out of our
that's
clubhouse
right.
if you're going to talk about the payroll or salary cap or whatever. And then I don't know if you saw ESPN, Jeff Passan and somebody else, they had something come out recently on Tony Clark, right, the head of the MLBPA, and his players' way thing for like youth baseball, and it's apparently not even doing it. Like, it's just a money pit, and everybody's asking where the money's going. Like, they're just sowing those seeds of discontentment already with the leadership on both sides of that fence. I mean, it's going to get nasty. I mean, if the Dodgers three-peat, I would say there's a very high chance we don't even have a 2027 season.
Yeah, especially if they go out, sign 2 or 3 guys and then What right now? What would you put like the odds of having some sort of work stop, at least like missing games?
Man, I don't know. It's definitely not 0, and it's definitely not 100%. It's probably like a 30% chance right now. We'll see what, they got plenty of runway to figure this out, but, I'm also sitting here in D.C. We got the Joe DiMaggio length government shutdown. They're talking every day how many days long that's been. I also can't watch college basketball games on ESPN because I have YouTube TV. So at this point, I don't trust anybody to figure out a freaking agreement.
Kerry Miller.
And certainly baseball their union would be the last ones you would trust anyway, because they have a bit of a history.
They have a history, and I wanted to bring that up. Kerry Miller joining us from Bleacher Report, joining us on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line. You're a young guy, so I don't even know. How old are you, Kerry?
I'll be 40 in a few months.
Okay,
I mean, I somewhat remember 1994.
That's what I was going to bring up. So 94, it canceled the remainder of the season, the World Series. Then in 95, it was, they finally agreed. I think it shortened that season too, if I remember correctly. But it was a big mess. That was the whole. By the way, the I don't know if it's Netflix. There's a documentary on who killed the Expos, and it's great. But it also talks about because they were the best team record-wise, and then obviously they didn't get to play in the World Series. But the whole talk back then, and subsequently years before that, with other strike and work stoppages in Major League Baseball, well, we always hear, "Oh, that's going to do it. That's going to do it for baseball. Fans will not come back. That will cripple it." And then they always come back. I don't know how long it really took, but eventually they came back in the mid-'90s, and we went on.
That took 98. The steroids brought the fans back.
Yep,
that
that's
one.
what brought it back was a lot of
home run chase of 98 did a big part of that.
That did a big part of it. You're absolutely right. And then they turned a blind eye and a deaf ear to, we didn't know what was going on. But anyway, if this happens on the wake of what is going on with baseball, the international that we talked about, the international game, it really is and has become actually in Major League Baseball, not just around the world, kids playing all over the world. I'm talking about the players themselves, the skippers, the coaches, and all that. If they ruin that, especially if the Dodgers three-peat, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter who wins or loses. It matters that if they stop it, I'm not going to say it's the end because it never is, but it is going to be doing so much damage to that product that people have so many other things that they could be doing, Kerry, a lot more than they did in 94, that it is going to be crippling if it does get to that point. Hopefully it will not.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's wild that it came back as much as it did for this year, right? We had the 60-game season in 2020, and then 2022 into 23, where they had the lockout then, and we didn't lose games, but we lost spring training, we lost 3 or 4 months of really anything happening in baseball,
but
and
20
still
was
people, like you said, people keep coming back, and I see the same thing with college basketball. It's like everything. It's like, oh, guys are playing internationally, that's going to ruin it. Now the big thing is, G League guys are able to come back and play college basketball. That's going to ruin it. I've heard 37 times in my lifetime that this is going to be the death of college basketball, and it seemingly never is.
Oh,
so,
and
sports
gambling,
find a way.
right? And gambling, the players now that are involved, they're being looked at, that'll ruin it too. But in 2020 obviously was COVID, and then you didn't lose games in 2022. To your point, so people are I guess are willing to look the other way. But I mean, that's the last thing you want to see, because all we hear, and the narrative will be the greed, right? The greed of the millionaire players and the billionaire owners. That narrative is it gets old after a while, but the product is too good right now. We're enjoying this product. I mean, you guys were talking about Yamamoto. I mean, Shohei Ohtani we look at him like, oh my God, is he AI? Is he fake? Is he a robot? He's doing things. And then Yamamoto goes, hold my beer. And then he does what he does. It's never ending what we're seeing in this phenomenal game, which is America's pastime, that has become so international. That's why we all love it. And that's why we do this every week with you, because we love having you on talking about this great sport. Yeah. I mean, I will say, if we lose part or even that entire 2027 season, whenever we come back, if MLB TV has figured out how to let us watch our local team, that'll bring back baseball from whatever drop we have.
The rules are so ridiculous on that stuff. By the way, I think it would be hold my sake. What do you think of the managerial hirings we've had so far?
Well, the only one that I'm intimately familiar with is Blake Butera, and I've never even heard of him. And I saw the after he got hired as the manager of the Nationals, that made his Wikipedia page 2 paragraphs long. So I'll be curious to see how that plays out. The Nationals in general, I don't even know what direction they're trying to go. I know the Padres haven't hired anyone yet, right? There's still talk about
they're talking about
going there.
Pujols. Yeah. Well, the one that I thought was interesting the other day was the Braves elevated bench coach Walt Weiss, who was a former skipper with the Colorado Rockies. So they stayed within the organization. Snitker, was he forced out, or did he retire, or just resign, stepped out? Like, what was the deal? Because they ended up going with one of his guys on his staff.
Yeah, I think it was kind of all of the above, right? I mean, it was the last year of his deal. He was probably hoping to go out, the way Dusty Baker did, and it certainly did not work out that way. And then when things got really bad, it was like, if it was any other manager, this would be a point to fire them. As disappointing as this season has gone, they just kind of wrote it out. I don't know if there was just kind of a gentleman's agreement of, we're not going to kick you out, but you are going to leave at the end of this season, right? Mm-hmm. And then they made the change. I don't think anybody was surprised to see him go. But, yeah, I know there was talk of them trying to get Skip Schumacher, but I think Walt Weiss, I mean, if I'm thinking of hitters from the 1990s, Walt Weiss and Skip Schumacher are kind of the same guy. In my opinion. We'll see how their coaching goes.
Well, it's like, I mean, you mentioned Butera, which obviously, again, nobody knows. Like, that's a name that nobody knows. You got the Craig Albernaz that the Orioles hired, who, again, most people aren't going to know that name because nobody knows, like, bench coaches and people in Major League Baseball. Right. Then you got the interesting thing with the Giants, with the Tony Vitello going to the college route, see how that works out. I mean, it's some kind of little different types of hirings rather than the guys who've already been managers. And we've seen a couple of those, but some of these new names that people are going like, what, who's that? And then, oh, wow, a college guy getting a job?
Yeah, hopefully it works out for Major League Baseball better than it has for college football and college basketball. When that first college coach goes to the pros, it's usually a complete disaster. Hashtag Rick Pitino, John Calipari, Nick Saban. But yeah, it
would be good.
I remember somebody was saying it's going to be great when Miguel Rojas hangs it up. He's going to be a perfect manager, just the way that he gives interviews after games and his general mentality. And that's always been the weird thing with the Pujols talk, right? You don't see a guy who signed a whatever it was $400 million contract then go back into coaching. You
don't see Hall of Famers. You don't see superstars.
They go into the booth along with A-Rod and Poppy and Jeter. Right. So if Pujols does go that route, it'll be an interesting experiment for sure.
Well, yeah, it kind of be perfect because it gives you got the college guy, then you'd have like the superstar player. Like you get a little bit of mixture of everything that we don't see much of getting their opportunity.
Right. But to your point, Eli, it's a mixture so far with Schumacher. He was one that I think a lot of teams were interested in, and so he ends up going to Texas. You have Suzuki. Suzuki's another one of those guys, right? Just an average career, but a guy who they think can, be really good with pitching staffs and all that, and would make a very good manager. He replaces Ron Washington in Los Angeles with the Angels. You have Derek Shelton, who was with the Pirates. He goes to Minnesota. And then, like you said, Vitello out of college. So some interesting signings. Still a few more openings, if I'm not mistaken. A couple of more, including San Diego. And we'll see what happens with Pujols.
You got a feel for Derek Shelton. Hey, you go from Pittsburgh, where they trade away all your good talents. You go to Minnesota, where they'll trade away all your good talents. So good luck with that.
From Paul Skeens rumors to Joe Ryan and Pablo Lopez rumors. But with Suzuki, I think he spent 6 seasons as a teammate with Anthony Rendon. So maybe they're hoping he can coerce him to play 75 games this year. I don't know.
He's under contract for how much longer? More than Bonilla is with the Mets right now.
Both Rendon and Suzuki have 1 year left on their deal. They signed Suzuki to a 1-year deal, which is like on par with the Bill Parcells to North Carolina deal, where it's like, okay, so there's an option to leave after 1 year. Oh, okay. Or Belichick. Whatever. That's
Bill
not
Parcells.
my sport.
But no, I get your point. That's just really stupid. 1 year. But anyway, when is the awards week or 2? I guess they go over a couple of weeks, right? When do they start?
I don't even know. Baseball's so stupid with this, right? They were announcing the Gold Glove winners like during Sunday Night Football. They announced the finalists for the MVP and such. They make no effort to make this an actual event. It's so dumb of them. But it's definitely before the end of November. I want to say it's like November 15th, somewhere in that range. But I don't think there's much drama with any of it, right? Just the judge and Cal Rowley won, but even at that, what are the odds these days? I don't even know. But it never felt like there was much of a race. Like when they announced the finalists, it was like, okay, well that's interesting that Juan Soto was the third guy and Jose Ramirez was the third guy for AL MVP, because we at no point even had to think about them because it was such a runaway.
Well, it has been an incredible baseball season. We still got some things, like I said, in the offseason that we'll get to with Kerry, but we're going to move into the basketball direction, college basketball. He's covering both college basketball and Major League Baseball at Bleacher Report, so we'll do that starting next week. When will the podcast get cranked up again?
I don't know. I keep nudging Graham that we need to do it. It's on him. Go ask him.
I don't know Graham. I only know Kerry.
I know. No, it's in the works. We just have to get our negotiation tactics down. No, we're coming around, and hopefully by next week when I'm on, I'll be able to watch the games on ESPN. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Exactly. A lot of crap going on.
Good thing is you're not missing many good games. You're not missing any good games right now.
Not a lot.
I missed Duke, Texas the other night, and Kansas, North Carolina tomorrow night is the one I'll be mad about if I don't get to watch it.
Yeah.
But
there was Arizona, Florida, but we'll talk about it starting next week. He's Kerry Miller.
Arizona, Florida was on TNT. I was able to watch that one.
Oh, so you watched that one. Yeah, that freshman for Arizona. Woo.
Oh, God, that was incredible.
A lot of new faces in college basketball. We'll get to it all as we talk college basketball starting next week with Kerry Miller from Bleacher Report. Make sure to follow him on Twitter at Carriage James. And again, listen to him each and every Thursday right here on Sports 56 Mornings. Thanks, Kerry.
You got it. Take care, guys.
You too. James.
Some, tragedy in the NFL coming up.
Oh, that's not good.
That was just announced. That's awful.
I don't want to hear a tease like that. James Gaddis Jewelers, no tragedy at all. James Gaddis Jewelers will steer you in the right direction when you're looking for that special gift for that special someone for the holidays, for Christmas, an anniversary, a birthday, and of course, if you're getting engaged over the holidays, they are your bridal engagement and anniversary jeweler headquarters. The price point they have will suit everybody's budget. They make sure they have that because they know there's a lot of competition. So if you're looking for that special diamond engagement ring, wedding ring, personally designed wedding sets, it's all at James Gaddis Jewelers, plus watches, necklaces, and earrings, and bracelets, and pendants, and one-of-a-kind vintage and estate jewelry. They have it for you at James Gaddis Jewelers. They'll buy your gold, silver, and diamonds. You need something appraised. James is a certified appraiser. He will get that appraised for you. And if you need just work done on your jewelry or simple cleaning, they are full-service jewelers with 2 bench jewelers ready to serve you. James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar Avenue between Mendenhall and St. Nick. On the web at gaddisjewelers.com. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4, and closed on Sunday. Your family's jeweler, James Gaddis Jewelers. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5 FM.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey, this is Erin with Millington Weight Loss and Wellness. Are you struggling with your weight loss journey? At Millington Weight Loss and Wellness, we have our new Evolve X treatments that melts the fat, tightens the skin, and works the muscles all in the same treatment. And it's on a summer blast sale for $100. That's a $300 savings. We also have our GLP-1 semaglutide and trizepatide, NAD+, ProTrim Plus, and B12 lipo injections. Millington Weight Loss and Wellness is located off of Highway 51 in Millington behind Pop's Barbecue. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. Call us at 901-436-0272. We look forward to helping you with your weight loss journey.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
If you love sports and Mexican food, you can get the best of both at Los Cabos Mexican Bar and Grill on Summer near Graham. Watch all the big games on all the big TVs on all the walls at Los Cabos and enjoy premium tequila shots anytime for just $5.50. Celebrate every day with lunch specials from 10 to 3 and happy hour from 3 to 8. Lunch is just $6.75 to $10.99 and margaritas start at $3.99. Experience real Mexican cuisine along with great sports at Los Cabos on Summer near Graham.
Tiger Nation, Memphis basketball is back at FedEx Forum. The 2025-26 season tips off Saturday, November 8th at 2 o'clock as your Tigers take on San Francisco. Come see Coach Penny Hardaway's new squad hit the court and join us as we honor our heroes on Military Appreciation Day. Be one of the first fans through the door and score a first player card from the 2025-26 commemorative deck. It's time to stand up, Memphis. Get your tickets now at GoTigersGo.com. That's GoTigersGo.com.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of its dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
The Cowboys have announced today that defensive end Marshawn Kneeland passed away tragically this morning. No details on how, but just 24 years old, second round pick last year, in his second year in the league. He just scored a touchdown on Monday night. He was the one that recovered the block punt for the touchdown. But yeah, passed away this morning at age 24.
That's horrible.
So awful news there out of Dallas.
Coming up in hour number 3, we'll be joined by Harold Grader with the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. Final few minutes here in hour 2. Let's get back into the NBA conversation. Grizzlies losing last night to the Rockets 124-109. Again, after the game, Ja taking more of the responsibility for his struggles, especially shooting the basketball. He ends up with 17 points, 8 assists, but just 6 of 19 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. Jaren Jackson Jr., I think the bigger problem last night in the loss, and you mentioned some of the reasons, but certainly 29 minutes, Jaren Jackson Jr. has to take more than 6 shots. I mean, he's one of the biggest guys out there. He's got to be more aggressive. He talked about it after the game. It's not like he's in his first or second year. I mean, these guys have been around a long time now. Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr. are veterans. And so to continue to have to come up with, I got to be better, I got to be more aggressive, it gets tiresome to hear. But they have to shoot better. The whole team has to shoot better. 38.2% from the field in the loss. In the loss, they will host the Dallas Mavericks tomorrow night. Then they'll take on Oklahoma City on Sunday. 2 more home games. But right now, they are going in the wrong direction, sitting at 3-6.
Yeah, and with the schedule upcoming, It doesn't get any easier. Dallas, if Anthony Davis does not play on Friday, certainly that would make that a little bit better situation for the Grizzlies. But then you got Oklahoma City, and I don't know what all the injury situation is with that. Again, they were without a bunch of guys last night, but I don't know if some of that was just rest because the back-to-back, all of that. Jalen Williams has been out, but that last night without Dort, without Holmgren, without Caruso, all them. But then you get on the road, and it's it could spiral out of control and put you in a real tough situation.
We were talking yesterday with Jay Ham about guards and small point guards compared to bigger point guards and things of that nature. And you brought up, historically, things of that nature as well, with Magic Johnson being really a forward but playing guard. LeBron James, a forward playing guard with the ball. You got Luka Doncic, who right now is on a pace for one of the best statistical seasons in NBA history, in the modern era. He's averaging 40 points, 11 rebounds, 9.2 assists, shooting 63.6%. We try to put the point guards into one bowl, but we can't because they're all different. But when you look at like a John Morant, and then you look at guys like Luka and some of these other guards, I mean, there's no comparison. And John, we had put on a platter as one of the great players of the NBA, certainly one of the most exciting players of the NBA. But if you just look at substance and production, night in and night out, these guys like Doncic, now obviously other positions too, Jokic, Giannis, all these guys putting up the numbers. But I'm just talking about specific point guards. Whether it's a big point guard or a little point guard, whatever. You watch, you know you're getting consistency with SGA. You're getting consistency with Jalen Brunson. You're getting, phenomenal numbers and consistency with Luka and all that. And you're not with Ja. So I don't even know where you would put him on the list of point guards. Like even in the West, I've been asked that question. I go, I don't know, but I think he's kind of mid.
I don't think that he's mid. I just don't think that right now he's going through that phase of trying to adjust to something new and he's struggling within it. But then he's had those times where game one, the Phoenix game, just in the early part of the season where it has gone well. It's kind of, I won't say unfair because it's just is what it is.
Right.
But it's differences. It's differences in how they go. It's differences in the approach. Jalen Brunson is a good one because his offensive game is pretty much like he's a bigger player anyway. He plays it like he's 6'6", granted he's 6'1", 6'2". And he too will get too far down in the lane, way too far where he can't get back out. And defense will corral around him, can't get his shot the way that he want to get it. But his teammates around him are utilizing that well when he's not having to go, and he can go to a Mikal Bridges. He can go, and they're knocking their shots down right now. So it looks that way for us because we can't make any shots right now.
Yeah, but I would like you.
Well, we see every game Ja plays. You act like Jalen Brunson never has a bad shooting night.
Exactly.
They do.
It doesn't seem like he does.
He does.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Of course he does.
Yeah.
I know that, but
yeah, I get to your point.
Yeah, but my question.
They have a lot of them.
But my question is, and again, it's a fair question.
Luka last night was 9 for 27.
Okay. We also give Ja the benefit of the doubt because we cover him. Because we're here. We give him the benefit of the doubt. And we have seen him play exceptional basketball at times. But at times, not always. He's very inconsistent. You will give me that, right? He's inconsistent for injuries, for off the court, for the reasons you just brought up. But if you go over this list, and we don't have the time to do it right now, but if you go over the list, I would love for you to go and tell me and take any kind of Grizz bias or Memphis bias out of it, and you tell me, match up the point guards for every one of these teams in the NBA and tell me where he stands. Where would you put him on that list?
I'll say this, and I used to use this one for Mike Conley all the time. He has either gotten the better of or gotten got by every one of those premier names. It kind of goes both ways. It's like, I don't like to rank top, especially with guards in this league, because you can get a new list every day based off of how you feel, what you see the night before, and it's just the talent is that wide, and it's that widespread like that.
Well,
so
yeah, you could put a different order, but I mean, but it's the same guys are the standouts every Not maybe every single game, but you know who those standouts are. And I'm just looking around the league and I'm going, would I rather have this guy or that guy? Would I rather have him or Ja, him or Ja, him or Ja? And you're saying he's not mid. Well, he's certainly not top 5. So I would love to know where you think he is. But we got to take a break. We'll come back. We're shifting gears. We're going to go into football mode with the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. You're tuned into Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join in the fun for the grand reopening of Kroger Atoka, Wednesday, November 12th with your boy Johnny Radio. We'll be giving away $10 Kroger gift cards to the first 100 customers starting at 8 a.m. And there's more. This newly remodeled Kroger Atoka store now features a Starbucks, Murray's Cheese, and expanded produce, meat, and deli departments. Join in the grand reopening of your Kroger Atoka store, 11630 Highway 51 South, Atoka, Tennessee. We cut the ribbon at 9 a.m. Come check it out. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Maria's Cantina in South Haven is not your average Tex-Mex joint because they're serving up Mexican with a twist. Maria's Scratch Kitchen is the most creative and diverse menu around. Beyond the traditional huge quesadillas, chimichangas, and fajitas, Maria serves up hand-rolled Latin egg rolls, Cajun and Creole items like catfish, gumbo, and boudin balls, as well as the best sandwiches and 8-ounce burgers in town. Wash it all down with a house margarita for only $5.50 and happy hour every day till 6. MariasCantina.com, 6717 Airways, Mexican with a twist. Rick's Powder Coating for a beautiful finish every time. Rick's Powder Coating specializes in automotive, ornamental, residential, and industrial coating. With 2 conveyor lines and the largest batch ovens in the Mid-South, Rick's can accommodate all of your powder coating needs. Locally owned and operated since 2002, Rick's Powder Coating will customize a beautiful finish just for you. Drop by or call to see how Rick's Powder Coating can bring color to your life. 901-367-2771 or rickspowdercoating.com. This traffic report brought to you by Salt Sports Bar and Bistro, 3101 South Mendenhall Road, where great food meets the big game.
Sports 56 traffic.
A couple of accidents, Midtown traffic still a little bit heavy with some volume from time to time. 240 north here at Lamar, and still building coming up from South Haven, a little bit of volume. 55 north, you work your way up to Brooks and then Express. Still really down. 49 just west 40. Traffic still coming in from Fayette County into Shelby County. You're passing Chambers Chapel, Kennedy Road. Give the gift of clean this holiday season. Save up to 40% off on Zips Car Wash gift cards and wash books. Check out their website for a location near you at zipscarwash.com.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis with John Harden. Weekdays from 11 to 1. Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings. It's time now for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. Here are your hosts, Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Harold Grader.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:02 the time. Hour number 3 here on Sports 56 Mornings, the Thursday, November 6th, 2025 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Jay Ham. We're broadcasting live and local from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. The hot tub and swim spa clearance is going on right now at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently 60 degrees, going to warm up to 74. Beautiful day, plenty of sunshine tonight, few passing clouds with an overnight low of 59. Then tomorrow, the high 73. Weather could be coming in Friday night. Keep an eye on that. I know there's going to be a big crowd for the Memphis game against Tulane. There's going to be obviously a lot of high school football being played. There's a possibility of some weather, so make sure you keep an eye on that. Hour 3 of the program during the college football season on Thursday becomes the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. We'll be joined in a few moments by Harold Grader from the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. We got the Pick 6 coming up, where one of you will go up against one of us for some delicious barbecue. In the meantime, we got more action tonight in college football. The college football junkies out there have gotten a taste pretty much every night, right? With the exception of Sunday and Monday. For the last 3 weeks, you got Tuesday games, Wednesday games, Thursday games, Friday games, and, of course, Saturday games. Tonight, there is a game of interest because you have UTSA and South Florida going at it in the American Conference. South Florida, a 13.5-point favorite. Eli, the Bulls at home, really tough. UTSA, they are a different team when they play at the Alamo Dome. They buried Tulane last week, but a lot different on the road, just 4-4 on the season. But this is one that would help out Memphis and the rest of the teams battling at the top if UTSA can go in there and knock off the Bulls.
Yeah, I mean, you take any team that takes an extra loss, although, again, for Memphis, USF, they've already beaten USF, so they shouldn't be a factor. They shouldn't be an issue for Memphis.
Although, I was talking yesterday with some guys, and if it ends up in a three-way tie with, how would it work out if it was a three-way tie with North Texas, USF, and Memphis? It would be North Texas that would be left out, right? Because USF beat North Texas and Memphis.
It's based off of the highest rated team in the college football playoff rankings going into the final week of the season.
I'm talking about for the conference championship game.
So am I.
No, say that one more time.
If the highest rated team in the college football playoff rankings going into the final week wins their game, they are in.
And who's the other team that's in?
The next highest ranked. If neither one of them, if the other two are, if those two aren't ranked and they've got a head-to-head game, well, that would decide it.
Okay. Harold Grader joins us now.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing great.
Yeah?
The games are bigger and bigger and bigger as we go along.
And you're running around with your head cut off now because it's November, right?
A little bit. That's okay. It's what we do. It's that time of year. We should be running around.
We're getting close.
Are you? We're into November now. We still have that December 1st deadline. We're getting closer and closer to that playoff deadline, which you guys obviously it has a big effect on you.
It does. What Eli is referring to is future contracts and the future of the playoff and the bowl system. That there is a December 1 deadline for the CFP to decide what's the future like starting in 2026. Are they going to stay at 12? Will they go to 16? Do something else? It's either going to be 12 or 16. But there are no indications that there's any movement there.
I was going to say, it's been very quiet on that front.
So, again, as we have said, and Rich Clark, the executive director of the CFP, has said, there is no scheduled meeting of the committee until around the national championship game in January. So that is not to say that you can't call an emergency meeting and have a vote, but there is no indication that there's any movement down the road. And, if that were to happen, no activity, no actual vote, then it's like a bill being passed by the legislature and becoming law without the governor signing it. I use that analogy. So if the committee literally takes no action just by virtue of what's in the contract,
it carries over.
It would carry over for a year.
So it's good for you guys.
Yeah,
it's good if they keep having
it. If it were to work out that way, we'll see.
But Harold, doesn't it seem like, and maybe you have more insight on this than we do, looking at it from the outside looking in, that it's still between the SEC and the Big Ten deciding on AQs?
Yes, it certainly seems that way and appears that way, because they have the bulk of the final vote. They aren't seeing eye to eye on anything, seemingly. I think the last reports about the CFP were that they were going to have small group conversations, not necessarily meetings, but it might be Zoom or it might just be phone calls or conference calls to continue discussing these issues. But that's about it. It's other than the rankings, as far as the future, there is very little, if any, talk or scuttlebutt or anything out there reporting on it at all.
It does. I mean, it feels like, yes, they're kind of just at this point going to let it basically lapse and go for one more year. Like, because you think if you have a December 1st deadline and it's November 6th, you'd be like, hey, maybe, we should, I don't know, like, talk about this and figure some things out. But it doesn't seem like they're really doing that. So it kind of looks like they're just like they're ready to kick it down the road for a year.
But what's going to make the difference when they get into discussions, if that does happen, when they get into discussions next year? Because it's still the Big Ten sees the first college football playoff committee's top 25 come out, and they saw 3 teams in the playoff for them, right? Projected Tuesday night.
Yeah.
They don't want 3; they want 5. And they see that the SEC has more than them, and I'm sure the SEC wants 5. They only had 4. But they're looking at that. I'm sure the Big Ten, absolutely the Big Ten, saying, no, we want more guarantees. And the SEC, unless Sankey changes his mind, we're not really hung up on that. What will change in the coming months if they go beyond December 1st and can't get something done?
That's a great question.
I don't think the Big Ten's giving in.
I don't know what the answer to that is. What breaks that logjam? Don't know.
I don't know what they, it's concessions in some other area. Generally, it's, hey, we'll give you this, you give us that. I mean, that's the way it all. I mean, the SEC has already given them theoretically the 9-game schedule that they wanted. So the SEC is given on something.
Right.
The thing about these first rankings, that from the Big Ten's perspective, is they would look at it as if this was a 16-team playoff. The SEC would have 6 teams in there. That's what, and they would only have their 3.
Right, they get 6 of the top 12. The SEC.
If they're going to that, if they're looking at it going, okay, projecting that into a 16-team bracket. Again, there's still plenty to be decided. We'll see how this all works out. But just right now, we're in a 16-team bracket. The SEC would have twice as many teams as us. We don't like that.
Right.
That's not fun. That's no fun for us.
What did you think of the first rankings?
I didn't have any major disagreements with it. Again, it's the first one. It does give us some insight as to what they're thinking. From a Memphis perspective, I was disappointed that the Tigers weren't in the top 25. But the main thing to focus in, we saw that, is they are, in the view of the committee, the best Group of 5 team, and that means they expect the Tigers to win their league championship and be the top-ranked Group of 5 and get that playoff spot. In thinking about that, guys, for me as a University of Memphis alum, supporter, fan, to me that's the difficult situation and dilemma for our university and our athletic program. Everybody talks about aspiring to go to another conference. But here we are in the American with a legitimate shot to play in the playoff. If we were in another conference, a Power 4 conference, would that opportunity really be there? You would like to think that we would be competitive. Is that Pollyanna? Is that not realistic? But it's sitting there for us. And at the end of the day, you want to have the opportunity to play for championships. The toughest piece of it is, and guess what it is? What does it all come back to?
Money.
Oh, yeah.
And the access to money. And the Power 4 conferences have the bulk of the money, which fuels everything, whether it's NIL, revenue share to the players, facilities, coaching salaries, all of that stuff. So that's the difficult situation. But it is heartening to see that the Tigers, it's all there.
If they win out.
And that's the thing.
It is.
As we've been saying.
They're not going to get past.
That's right. And we've been saying that for weeks. Mm-hmm. You got to win them all. And that's a tough place to be in, but that's the reality of it.
You're right. For this year, absolutely. But I wonder in the future for college football, because we're hearing the people come out of the woodwork that the Group of 5 should not get an automatic. They should not be included. Right. We look at the first rankings, right? 25 teams that they announced. 24 of them in power conferences. 1 is an independent in Notre Dame. There's not one team, which would have been Memphis, in the top 25. I just wonder if there will always be this opportunity. And it's one little opportunity, but at least it's a seat at the big boys table. I just wonder down the road if they will alienate the Group of 5. That's soon to be the Group of 6. That's my concern, Harold. That's why you want to get into a power conference and roll the dice and play with the big boys.
I hear you. I think that will be a very difficult conversation to have, though.
Yeah, there's too many.
Because all the conferences, all the commissioners are in those meetings.
As much as
Now,
the Big Ten and SEC can be kind of, and all these conferences, whatever.
They're going to throw a morsel to the group of five.
They're not going to look 6 commissioners and be like, yeah, y'all, sorry.
Yeah, you're out.
You're out. Right. Us 4. It's us 4. Like,
right.
We think they won't, but who knows?
I think they'll give. I mean, they're fine to give them one spot.
Right. Yeah.
They know it. Again, it's probably going to go to 16. We got 15. You got 1. We're okay with those.
You would think, right? How greedy can you be?
Odds.
Yeah.
You're already greedy. How greedy can you be?
We don't think you're going to have a chance at beating any one of our teams when you actually play them in the playoffs, so we're fine giving you a spot.
But going back to your point, though, again, in this situation, everything has to be perfect. Memphis has to be perfect. They got to win all the rest of these games, and then they'll reach the conference championship, and who knows? Obviously, if they win, they'll be in the playoff. But it has to be perfect for that to happen. You're in a power conference, and you're talking about maybe the increase to 16 eventually.
Yeah.
And 1 spot for the group of that's 15 spots. Okay? Not necessarily all from your conference, but you know my point. There's more opportunities to get in. That's why you want to be there. But hey, we can only worry about what's going on right now. We don't know what's going to happen for the future. And you're right. Your alma mater has an absolutely perfect scenario. Now, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough, and you know the Tulane and Navy games at home are going to be tough. But it starts tomorrow night. And I know they've done pretty well in pre-sales for the game.
Good.
There's no reason why, and I know it's going to be colder. It could be some iffy weather. There's no reason why they shouldn't be there to support the Tigers. Because, again, you're looking at the possibility of making some history here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ways to go, but Tulane
and our
will be
fans
a battle.
should want to be a part of that.
You would think.
Could you imagine, like, for you, again, as a fan, alumni, like, the idea, like, just going off what the current rankings are, the Memphis Tigers playing at Georgia in a college football playoff game.
Isn't that awesome?
Like, what?
That's awesome.
And people are making
like how crazy that would have been 5 years ago.
Oh, I know.
Exactly.
I know.
There was no chance. Like, and now, like, the idea of we're just going to play at Georgia.
Well, that's why I've always said that at least including the one group of 5 team into that playoff, at least you got a seat at the big table.
Yeah.
At least there's a chance. But how about out of all the teams, Ryan Silverfield in one of his pressers brought up all the guys getting in trouble at Georgia with the speeding tickets and all that stuff like that. He brings up Georgia. And of course, the first bracket, if Memphis got there, would be playing Georgia.
Yeah. And,
So
if you win,
Alabama.
Alabama.
So who would you root for in that case?
Oh, heck yeah, the Tigers.
I'm kidding.
Kidding me?
I'm kidding.
Absolutely.
Whoever's winning.
Who's got the good spread?
Well, the good thing,
it would be Alabama.
I mean,
home team. So
you look at it and again, it could very well, like, the idea you could see a Memphis Ole Miss playoff game.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just.
And that was in some of the early projections.
I mean, again, they're only once Ole Miss is at 6. I mean, it very well. You could very easily end up with Ole Miss and Memphis in a first-round playoff game in Oxford.
And that's another great story.
That's awesome.
And that's another great story. Although playing in the SEC, although with more opportunities, Ole Miss in the last couple years, close last year, probably should have been there, in a great position this year. What they have done to change their fortunes and to be one of the upper echelon of the SEC, now have a chance to break through. That's a great story, too, from a local, regional point of view.
Yo, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that ties into the coaching situations. And, again, and we've talked about it on the show before here in recent weeks since the firings have begun. You know, because obviously Lane's name comes up with just about every job, if not every job. And he has made that program where you have a legitimate shot to play for the national championship. And, you know, as I have been saying for several weeks, and now you're starting to hear it on a national level, that, you know, I truly believe that he's not going anywhere, that Ole Miss will come up with more money to satisfy that piece of it. But the personal side, the family side, Knox is at Oxford High, his daughter is at Ole Miss, and the family dynamic is really working well, and they're in a good spot. And you can't put value on that. You can't put a dollar amount on that. And then on the work side, again, the football side, Lane's in a great situation, and he's made it that. And so happy for them, but I just don't think Lane's going anywhere.
I'm with you, but is there
I'll
an
say
issue?
it again for like the last
Well, let me ask you guys.
3 or 4 weeks I've been saying that.
Is there an issue? Let's say they get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they still haven't announced anything as far as an extension. Is that an
At
issue?
Ole Miss?
Yeah. Is that an issue in your opinion with the players, the team keeping focused? Or is that just a bunch of hogwash? Is there something to that you want to get this thing done if he's going to stay before we get to that point?
Greg, that's a great question. Those are difficult situations, and that's what several ADs are going to have to deal with, especially if you would think they are chasing coaches that are going to be in the playoffs. And
well, the question is, can you wait for a coach who's in the playoffs?
That's right.
I mean, that's you're missing.
Yeah.
Well, especially if they advance, like you're missing the portal. Like there's so much stuff that are behind.
Absolutely.
Becoming if you wait for a coach who ends up, especially if they go to the semifinals or finals, like you're way behind. You're basically sacrificing that first year.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see what school breaks the logjam. Who gets their guy first?
Well, there's another opening. As you know, it happened on Sunday, and this is your first show since that happened. A guy we know very, very well, friend of the show, Hugh Freeze, let go by Auburn. Your thoughts?
Going into that game, for me, it's very similar to the previous week with LSU. Going into that last game for Brian Kelly, I don't think anyone thought he was going in coaching his last game or coaching for his job in that last game. Turned out he was. Same thing with Hugh. I didn't certainly go into last week's game thinking that he was coaching for his job.
But came out of it figuring he's gone.
But going in knowing it was a very tenuous situation, and with the way they played at home, scoring only 3 points with an offensive coach, and let's give Hugh his due over the years. No doubt the dude can coach football, especially on the offensive side. But that product and those results, and again, no secret here. Hugh Freeze is a friend. I've known him since his days at Briarcrest. But they had no choice. They had no choice.
You can't lose to a
it's unfortunate. I thought he was the right fit there.
I don't know why. It's one of those. Again, there are certain coaching hires that you could look back and go, okay, it just like you can look. Brian Kelly just appeared. It wasn't the right fit for whatever reason. I mean, we kind of got that indication early, but you still thought, okay, he's a good coach. He'll figure it out. It'll work. Like Hugh Freeze seemed like a great fit at all.
Yes.
When he was hired. It's kind of like the Luke Fickell at Wisconsin. Like that hire made a whole bunch of sense.
Yeah.
Hasn't worked for whatever reason, but like there are certain ones that you look and go, why the hell doesn't that one work? But for some reason
You're
they
only
don't.
as good as your quarterback, and he made some, I think, bad calls on these quarterbacks he has.
Yeah, it appears that way. Yeah, don't disagree with that.
And he plays too much golf.
I'm not going to.
He's a low handicapper, Eli. You got to play. You got to keep up with it. You got to practice.
They didn't even give him one more round. His standing tee time on Sunday got canceled. Right
I saw that
when he got fired.
Oh, I thought he canceled it.
I saw that.
They canceled it on him.
I don't know. It was canceled before they even announced that he was fired.
Did they rescind a country club membership or anything like that?
Well, I'm sure you lose the membership when you are fired. Yes.
I mean,
your monthly food and beverage allowance is canceled.
Can't you just finish out the season?
They say get the heck out of here.
They're going to clear your locker out. Country club.
You better come and get this stuff because we ain't got room for it anymore. If you're not the coach at Auburn, we don't care about you. That's kind of the way it works.
And just along that line, I saw this morning in one of the industry newsletters we get every morning that kind of is a compilation of news reports from around the country. And I don't recall who it is that reported this, but someone got an email that Brian Kelly sent to the administration last week, and it was about, hey, now that I'm in this, I'm paraphrasing here. Now that you chose to fire me, do you want me to come get my stuff, or do you want to pack it up and send it to me? And thanks for the opportunity. All the best, Brian Kelly.
And they're like,
How about that?
We've already thrown that away. we don't have.
We sold it.
Sorry. We're going to go option C. You don't get it.
It's amazing how quickly they want you out of there. I mean, but that's in all walks of life.
Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed to, once you get fired from a business, to hang around for
That's
a
right.
week
Nope.
and continue to try
You're
to do
outta here.
something there.
Folks, when it comes to breakfast or lunch, you know the place. That's Sunrise, and 2 locations to serve you, 670 Jefferson Avenue. That's the original location of Sunrise. You got Sunrise East, the newer location, but it's been there a while, on Poplar Avenue in East Memphis. Online, sunrise901.com. You can go check out the menu. You can order online, make it very easy to stop on by, pick up some food, and be on your way. From their great biscuit sandwiches to the kitchen sink or the breakfast bowls. They got so many different things to choose from. Great lunch menu with great sandwiches and salads as well. Delicious, delicious food. That's what you'll find all the time at Sunrise. And again, if you don't have a whole lot of time in the morning but want some of that breakfast, well, makes it very easy. If you just go online, order online, you get there, you pop in the side door, grab your food, and you are on your way in the blink of an eye. Go to sunrise901.com. Get some of that great breakfast, great lunch from Sunrise.
All right, we got the amazing, world famous Pick Six coming up next. We need a contestant, Eli.
We'll go caller number 3. Caller number 3 at 360-8255, 360-8255. An opportunity to win some barbecue from Corky's Barbecue. If you can beat or tie whoever you choose to go head-to-head with, picking 6 games against the spread, you'll have some Corky's Barbecue coming your way. Caller number 3 at 360-8255 could be our contestant to try and win that barbecue in our Pick 6.
You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli and the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Flavor's got a sound. It shakes, it quakes. Crispy tender so loud. Wingstop heavyweights. Lemon pepper, hot honey, 12 flavors to taste. New crispy tenders. No need to wait. Bring the flavor. Wingstop. Flavor's got a sound. It shakes, it quakes. Crispy tender so loud. Wingstop heavyweights. Lemon pepper, hot honey, 12 flavors to taste. New crispy tenders. No need to wait. Bring the flavor. Wingstop.
When I think about Memphis, I think local. And it doesn't get more local than ATC Fitness and Memphis Tiger Basketball. ATC Fitness has been a proud supporter for years of Tiger athletics as well as Tiger cheer and pom squads. So when you want fitness, go local. Go ATC Fitness. Sign up online today at atcfitness.com. ATC Fitness, exercise your right to look good, and go Tigers.
ATC Fitness, exercise your right to look good.
Why do they serve? Because protecting neighbors, standing up for what's right, and giving back to the city is more than a job, it's a calling. At the Memphis Police Department, they're looking for men and women ready to answer that call. Their lateral program is now just 4 weeks, a faster path to helping create a stronger, safer Memphis. With benefits that support you and your family, from tuition assistance to retirement plans, MPD offers more than a career. Apply today at joinmpd.com. The Memphis Police Department, the best in blue.
Join in the fun for the grand reopening of Kroger Atoka, Wednesday, November 12th with your boy Johnny Radio. We'll be giving away $10 Kroger gift cards to the first 100 customers starting at 8 a.m. And there's more. This newly remodeled Kroger Atoka store now features a Starbucks, Murray's Cheese, and expanded produce, meat, and deli departments. Join in the grand reopening of your Kroger Atoka store, 11630 Highway 51 South, Atoka, Tennessee. We cut the ribbon at 9 a.m. Come check it out. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawa Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawa is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings. Now, more of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. Here are your hosts, Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Harold Grader.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:28 is the time. It's the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour with Harold Grader. We got our Pick 6 coming up. We were talking during the break about what we talked about the end of the second hour, the tie break in the American Conference. So you just checked it out again. So one more time, people know, because this is a little bit confusing about the American Conference multi-team tie break. Obviously, if it's two teams, it's head-to-head. If they didn't play, then I don't know what you do there. But what do you do now if it's multi-team?
Okay,
The first tie break
if
would
they
be what?
didn't play all of each, if they play, say,
So no round robin.
then it would be that if the highest ranked team in the college football playoff rankings wins the final week, they are a participant. They're in.
And then the next team would be the next highest ranked.
If there are two teams ranked and both the highest ranked both win, they're in. If not, then if the first team is in and then the next two have played each other and there's a head-to-head winner, well, they would be in.
All right. A little confusing, but there we go. All right. So last week, pick six, it was Chuck who went up against me. And Chuck, congratulations. Chuck won, and he would have beaten anybody because we were not good. Chuck was 4-3, including his pick of SMU to knock off Miami, and that was his best bet. So 4-3. Harold, you were 2-4. Eli, you were 2-4. I took a donut. 0-6. 0-6 last week. Let's bring on our lucky caller number 3. That's Jim. Jim, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you all doing?
Doing fantastic. And Jim, if you could follow up like Chuck last week, you'll have no problems this week. We were terrible last week. But Chuck, Jim, first question is, who do you want to go up against, Harold, Eli, or Greg?
Let's go with Greg.
All right, you're going up against me.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Enjoy the
barbecue. Yeah, I'm just going to start echoing Harold's sentiments. I have not been good, especially recently. Okay, you know how it works. You tie or you win. You win the barbecue. We'll get 6 games in against the spread, and then we'll ask you for your best play. That only counts as a win. It does not hurt you if you don't get your best play. So let's begin, gentlemen. Here we are. Pick 6, week number 11. We begin with a huge game in the Big 12.
Yes.
BYU gets 9.5 at Texas Tech. It's always customary to begin with Mr. Grader. Harold, what do you got?
Indeed. Top 2 teams in the Big 12. BYU is at the top currently. 8-0 on the year, 5-0 in the conference. Texas Tech, the home team in this one, 8-1, 5-1 in the league. Wow. This is going to be a blast. This is going to be a fun game to watch. Obviously, huge, impactful game for the conference championship and obviously the playoff. 9.5, huge number.
It's a big number.
You're playing at Lubbock.
You are?
Have you guys ever been to Lubbock?
I've never been to Lubbock, and
never will.
Probably never will.
You should go. Just to say you did. I've been there.
Who do you got?
I'm a big.
Are you going back?
Pardon?
Are you going back?
If I have that opportunity, I would go. Absolutely. It's out there. It's way out there. You got to want to get there to get there. All that being said,
you're stalling. It seems like
not stalling. I am all in on Joey McGuire and the Red Raiders.
All right,
Eli. Despite the 9.5.
See, what you said is you have to want to get there. I don't want to get there. That's why I don't think I'll ever.
You don't know what you're missing.
Listen, BYU just wins. That's all they do.
They do.
I'm 9.5. I don't know that they can win this game at Texas Tech, but I think this very well could be a very tight game. I think 9.5 is too many. Give me BYU.
Texas Tech has one of the best rosters money can buy.
Yes.
They're proving that. But BYU, you're right, Eli. They just keep winning. They are, I don't know how much they have for their payroll, but they're using it wisely. This is a good team. Like you said, I don't know if they win on the road at Tech, but I got to take the points. I'm going to go BYU plus 9.5. Jim?
Greg, that's what I was waiting for, is you to answer that one. So just in that alone, I'm going to take Texas Tech, and I don't like BYU since the Boca Bowl.
It's a spite pick. No, it's actually a good pick. Texas Tech is good, really good team. But so is BYU. Should be fun. So there's one I differ with Jim right off the bat. We go to Texas A&M, minus 6.5 at Missouri. Eli, you pick first. Any update on the quarterback situation for Missouri? Is Purbulla out?
My assumption is he's out.
I heard something yesterday where I think it was Brian Dacus talking about, wondering. Now, I'm not sure if he had any info or he was just wondering that out loud as well. But Purbulla gives him, I think, a fighting chance. If not, you're talking about a third-string quarterback.
Yeah, my assumption would be that he is out. At home, certainly, Missouri is good, but I just A&M with the way they get after quarterbacks and what that defense, and now Marcel Reed been running all over the place and doing the things he's doing. I just really like Texas A&M. I think they're really, really good. I think they're on their way to 12-0, and so I think they win at Missouri.
Yeah, what a job Mike Elko has done. A&M has been a bit of a surprise for me. I thought they'd be good. I didn't think they'd be this good. Missouri's been a bit of a surprise. I thought they would take a drop with what they lost from last year's offense. They have been very consistent, but the quarterback situation is up in the air. It's less than a touchdown, even though it's at Columbia. I'm going to go A&M. Jim?
Hey, I believe A&M should even be rated higher than they are, so I'm going to have to take A&M as well.
Okay, we agree on that one,
Yeah,
Harold?
Purdue has officially been ruled out.
He's ruled out, okay.
Yep,
HG?
A&M.
A&M, all right, it's a clean sweep for the Aggies. We go to the Big Ten. Oregon, kind of the forgotten team. They got blown up by Indiana at home. They're going to Iowa. They're a 6.5-point favorite. I pick first. I just don't have. I know Iowa's offense is a little bit better, but it's still Iowa. Oregon, speed kills. I still think Oregon's going to figure it out. I'm not sure if they'll make the playoffs, but I think they have a great chance, obviously, if they win out. Oregon, minus 6.5. That's my pick. Jim?
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to have to stick with you on that one. I think Oregon will win that one.
No problem. HJ?
Even with it.
Iowa.
Ooh.
What?
I'm hearing that weather could be a factor.
Look at you checking out the super duper Doppler.
What city is that?
Ames? The other one. Iowa City. Iowa City.
Do you have a son that went to Iowa or something?
There was no hesitation.
Not one that I know of.
He said, "Give me Iowa, man."
Iowa City.
That one came out of nowhere. Iowa? You're taking Iowa?
Hang on.
Hey, I got it down in ink, baby. I can't change this.
I'm not changing.
All right.
I'm not changing. I'm trying to get to the forecast.
He's trying to find the forecast.
That is
Saturday. Partly cloudy skies in the morning will become overcast during the afternoon. High of 62.
So whether not a factor.
People that I was hearing talking about.
If Oregon can't play at 62 degrees,
I have heard Oregon really struggles in overcast conditions.
What about that night?
It's long been known that Oregon in the overcast conditions struggles mightily.
Who do you got, Eli?
Well, whoever that was is no Dave Brown or Ron Childs.
Oregon
sticking with Iowa.
Oregon, with where they were ranked, knows they have to be impressive.
Exactly.
Iowa, yes, they have a much improved offense from what we've seen in years past, but I just don't think they're ready to keep up with Oregon, especially a motivated Oregon team. So, no, give me Oregon.
A very good rivalry game is LSU and Alabama. LSU has gotten rid of their coach. Alabama's on a roll. LSU gets 10.5 in Tuscaloosa. Jim?
Well, it's hard to pull against the tide. I'm gonna go with Alabama.
HG?
Got to tell you, concerned about this one from an Alabama perspective, because I really think, when we have seen these situations before, with the interim coach, there's a new jolt of energy, emotion, and all of that stuff. Now, how far that carries, will that carry through for 4 quarters, or you come out of the blocks, you're all fired up, hey, we're going to do this, we've rallied. I'm going to take Alabama, but from an Alabama perspective, be ready. Concerned about that.
Eli?
Yeah, I certainly think that, especially that 10.5 is that hook is a little concerning there. Alabama hasn't been able to run the ball very well.
Nope.
LSU, though, teams have been able to run the ball against LSU. LSU hasn't been able to run the ball. Alabama has struggled at times to stop the run. What happens in that running game? I just don't. I think LSU could. And it very well could happen with the jolt and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think LSU might just be in complete disarray at this point in time. I'm taking Alabama.
I want so much to take LSU, but I'm with you guys. I think there'll be some sort of scoop and score, pick six type thing, and Alabama will score with their defense, and they'll end up covering. I don't think it's going to be this absolute massacre. I think they'll probably win by 13 points, 14 points. So I'm going to take Alabama minus the 10.5. So there's one we all agree on.
That's, by the way, this is LSU, Alabama. I'm talking about those two programs.
Right.
They're ranked 114th and 124th in the nation in rushing offense.
Wow.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Those two schools.
Yeah, that's
Can't run the football.
And with Nussmeier, the way he struggled throwing the ball, they don't have the running, they don't have the passing, they don't have a coach. Tulane plus 5.5 in Memphis. The big one tomorrow night at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Harold, you're first.
Easy one.
Iowa.
Weather will not be a factor in this game. At least I don't think so.
It could be a factor.
Well, actually,
I haven't looked.
This one actually is a factor. One that there could be a factor.
Makes no difference. Because it is win or go home for the Tigers. And especially now that they know what there is. It's not just talk. They see it. It's real. It's tangible. It is there. You see the ranking. You see the bracket. Tigers.
All right.
Is it going to be easy? No. Especially when the other guy is going to get a big-time job. We're talking about John Summerall.
And they're not happy with what happened last year in New Orleans when Memphis drilled them and kept them out of the conference championship. All right, you got
Tigers.
You got the Tigers. Eli, who do you got?
Well, I'm not sure. Tulane's great on the road. Summerall, they absolutely win on the road. As you mentioned, mad about last year, but also mad about what happened last week where they got embarrassed by UTSA on the road in that game. But as I look at Tulane, I think Retzlaff's good. I like Retzlaff, but I don't think they're that great around him by any means. I don't think the defense is really that good. I think the Tigers have the better football team. And I think at home with the better team, only 5.5, I'll take Memphis.
When we made our preseason predictions, I had the Tigers losing 2. I had them losing to Arkansas. They won. I had them losing to South Florida. They won. I had them beating Tulane. I'm sticking with that. I think they're the better team. They're at home. I think it's going to be a good crowd. Like you said, everything's in front of them. Doesn't mean the teams who have had everything in front of them haven't fallen over themselves. But I really like Memphis in this game against Tulane, minus the 5.5. This line went to 7.5, dropped down. It's 3.5 now. We're doing it at 5.5.
Yeah.
So Memphis minus 5.5. I'm going to take it. Jim?
Well, yeah, I'll be there tomorrow night, but Summerall's got his resume made. He can move on with one more loss. That won't hurt my feelings a bit.
You're going somewhere.
Yeah. I'm all Tigers on this one.
Okay, so we're in agreement on that one.
It's in the 60s tomorrow night.
But they're talking about possible storms rolling in.
This is 7%.
Possible storms. I know, it's a possibility. That's all, Weather, weather. You dealt enough with Dave Brown over there at Channel 5.
I assume that's a day game in Iowa. I assume.
I would assume as well.
I think it might be the 2:30 game.
All right, let's get to our last game.
Yeah.
I put this one on here because these are 2 big-time programs. They're both struggling, and our buddy Mike Norvell coaches Florida State. Florida State plus 2.5 in Death Valley against Clemson. Eli?
This game, who cares?
I know, but it's like, I can't, it's 2 powerful, storied programs that are playing each other in what would normally be one of the bigger games of the year, a meaningful game, and now it has no meaning but for us here on this Pick 6.
Florida State, nice little at least bounce back last week to what they did to Wake Forest.
They destroyed them.
Was very impressive. Clemson, of course, loses the high-scoring affair to Duke last week. At Clemson, only 2.5. Give me the Tigers.
Oh, you're taking Clemson. Okay. Dabo doing a lot of complaining about the officials last week. I don't think it will matter. I like what
Good for him. He can afford it.
I like what Florida State did last week. Wake Forest, again, a team that beat SMU a couple of weeks ago. FSU on the road. Yeah. You're getting less than a field goal. You're getting 2.5, but I'm going to take Florida State to win this one. Jim?
I'm all for Norvell, but I just feel like Clemson's got the team.
Okay.
I'm going to take Clemson.
All right, and then HG?
We have had a very high Tiger perspective in our picks.
A lot of Tigers.
There's been a Tiger at 4 of the 6 games.
Yes.
Mizzou, I didn't take them. LSU, I didn't take them.
Mm-hmm.
Memphis Tigers, absolutely.
Right. Want to go 2 and 2 or 1 and 3?
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, going back to Iowa, I was looking at the wrong day. I'm on my phone. I'm trying to. Here is the forecast, daytime forecast for Iowa City on Saturday. Rain, High of 44. Chance of winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain 100%.
It rains a lot in Oregon, I'll tell you that much.
Got to grow that corn. Got to have the rain.
Well, not this time of year. They're not growing.
They're
it.
done.
they're taking it
All right,
out.
so you're taking Clemson, right?
Clemson.
Okay, let's get
or
to
as they say over there, Clemson.
Let's get to our best plays, guys. Eli, your best play.
Well, despite meteorologist Harold's forecast,
that's why I was a sports guy.
I'm still going with Oregon.
Oregon is your best play, okay? Harold.
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
Love their fight song. Just happens to be the same as CBHS.
I'm going with BYU. That is my best play, getting the 9.5. Jim, your best play of your 6 picks.
Wow, I'm going to take A&M as well.
A&M for you. Again, it only helps. It doesn't hurt with your best play. You're in, Jim. Locked in and loaded. Good luck to you. Thank you for listening. Thanks for getting in, Jim. Enjoy the game tomorrow night as well.
Yes, sir. You all have a good evening.
You too.
Thanks, Jim. Go Tigers.
All right, there you go. That's our pick 6.
Folks, if you got a move coming up of any kind, whether new home, new office, whatever it might be, go talk to the folks, talk to the professionals from Black Tie Moving. 901-316-6196. That's the phone number to call. Or you can go online, go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis and talk to the professionals working with you. They'll come up with a plan that fits your needs, fits your budget. Give you no obligation quote up front. It's always just a first-class experience every single time when you deal with the professionals from Black Tie Moving. Don't try and do it yourself. Don't ask your friends. Get the professionals from Black Tie Moving to take care of that move for you.
This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli and the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Let Bryant Dacus and Brett Norsworthy take you home every afternoon. Sports time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Shelby County Sheriff Floyd Bonner. If you're really looking for a career that provides a sense of accomplishment, then becoming a deputy sheriff or corrections deputy is your chance to make a difference in our community. It's more than standing behind a badge. It's standing up for Shelby County. Find out more at SCSOcareers.com. That's SCSOcareers.com. Come be the difference.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad, or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us. I'd sure love to see you.
Congratulations to Napa Cafe, celebrating 27 years of great food and service for you. Napa Cafe. Air. We breathe it naturally. Simple, right? Not so fast. The air you breathe could be hazardous to your health. Don't guess. Be sure with a phone call to the Memphis Mold Inspector, the only licensed mold assessor in the Mid-South. Call the Memphis Mold Inspector to check the air quality inside your home and office. Protect babies, pets, new homes, old homes, employees, friends, loved ones, and you. Just call 901-292-7788 for clean air and peace of mind. 901-292-7788 for the Memphis Mold Inspector.
Memphis football is back in action Friday, November 7th, when the Tigers take on the Tulane Green Wave in our Salute to Service game. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock, and Tiger Nation wear black. The first 2,500 fans will score a Memphis Tiger camo trucker hat thanks to Mid-South Pulmonary. Join us as we honor and celebrate all military and first responders. Be all in. Get your tickets now at gotigersgo.com/tickets.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings. Now, more of the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour. Here are your hosts, Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Harold Grader.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:49 is the time. HG with us, as he is every Thursday for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl Inside College Football Hour, every Thursday during the college football season. You've had some great guests over at the Touchdown Club. I think you've had some sideline reporters that have been on and analysts in the past and probably play-by-play guys as well. Not an all-time thing, but right now of those who are working games, okay, what would be your best combination of play-by-play, color commentator, and sideline reporter for you?
Talking about college?
College. Yeah. Just sit and watch a game right now.
You know.
And Eli, you can answer this too.
I really like Sean McDonough as the play-by-play guy.
God, he's good.
Booth, his partner, our buddy, Greg McElroy. I think Mac does.
You like McElroy?
I think
Okay.
Greg does a solid job. And sidelines, I'm very partial on this one because she is a friend, and
Chris?
that's Alyssa Lang.
Oh,
I
Lang.
think she is excellent. She's added to her work portfolio. I think she's doing NBA this year. Is that right?
I believe so, yes.
So her career continues to grow. That would be my ideal.
It's a good team.
Yeah. And again, Greg and McDonough are the team on the ABC Sunday night games, right? Is it ABC Sunday night games or ESPN Saturday night games? They're really good.
Sunday night. That's how you check the wrong day for weather forecast. You got college football people
Saturday
on Sundays.
They're really good. I enjoy their work. That would be my team.
What do you think?
McDonough's really good. I would go Joe Tessitore.
Oh, you like Joe? Yeah.
I think Joe's great.
Very
And
excitable.
Kirk Herbstreit to me is the gold standard of analysts right now in college football. So I would have him. Sideline, I'll be honest, I don't even know the names of most of them. I really don't.
Right.
I couldn't name you 3 sideline people.
Well, I'll tell you who's real, and that's a good choice, Lang. There's a lot of good ones, but the guy who's been at Memphis, a lot of Memphis games, is it Carcaterra?
Paul Carcaterra.
He's really good and very friendly. I've had a lot of conversations with him. I think he does it.
Yeah, he's got the game tomorrow night.
Oh, does he?
I believe
He does an excellent job. Excellent.
Can't remember who the play-by-play guy is, but Andre Ware, our friend from Houston,
Yep.
Heisman Trophy winner, good guy. He's doing the color from the booth, and Carcaterra is the sideline. I wish I could remember who the play-by-play guy is.
Who works with where? I'm trying to think. By the way,
It'll be in the game.
This is the final year for Danielson, right? Gary Danielson? Is he retiring? Or is it Blackledge? One of those two. Longtime old quarterbacks that have been analysts for college football for so many years.
I think that's Gary.
I thought he was already
I think
done.
that's Gary. If he's not already done, I think he is.
Oh, he's
done.
not doing it this year?
I don't think so. When CBS lost the SEC, I don't think he's working anymore.
Oh, really?
But don't hold me to
Is
that.
it maybe it's Blackledge then that's working? I heard one the other day, and I thought it was Danielson. But for me, I mean, there's such good choices. Herbstreit probably right now. I mean, he's so good at what he does.
Yeah.
But I like. I don't think he's doing it now because of the NBA coming back to NBC. But is Mike Tirico doing any more college football? He did Notre Dame for a while, and I'll tell you, I'll take Mike Tirico for any sport.
Anish Shroff
There you go.
is the play-by-play.
There you go. And if you go way back, probably my other than the iconic network guys like Keith Jackson, but a guy that I thought was really, really good. And again, this goes back to my ties being a native Houstonian, and this guy did sports in Houston at the NBC affiliate. Ron Franklin, who was an Ole Miss guy.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was outstanding in the early days of ESPN.
Jefferson Pilot or one of those.
He did ESPN.
Okay.
I don't think he was a JP guy.
You know, I probably Dave Pash is awesome play-by-play.
He's very good too.
I I might actually put him ahead of Tessitore. I forgot about him.
He
does a lot of NBA and other stuff. I forget about him doing college football sometimes.
At the Disney Corporation, they have a pretty deep bench.
If this is correct, says Gary Danielson is currently working, but is retiring at the end of the 25 college football season.
Okay.
I thought I heard him the other day, and
what
I still
games
think
is he working? Who does CBS have? Is it CBS? He's with CBS.
He is in his 20th and final season as the lead college football analyst for CBS Sports, with Charles Davis scheduled to succeed him in 2026. So,
Tennessee guy, Charles Davis, former Vol.
He's very good.
Yeah.
He's good at NFL.
Yes,
he's good at college.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many good.
Yeah.
So many good play-by-play guys, but I think the analysts. I think there's more better play-by-play guys than there are analysts. Let me just put it that way. I think they're good analysts. Don't get me wrong, but I think they're just. It's very hard for me to watch a play-by-play guy and go, man, he doesn't know what he's doing. They're really good because you got to be a traffic cop, obviously. Sure. Bring in, bring out.
Yep.
Live reads, all those kind of things. But those guys, Pash is really good. All right, final few moments. Got an update on what the folks are saying around the country about your bowl game. I mean, we're getting close now.
It is a mishmash of teams.
Any bad losses from Big 12 teams last week that kind of maybe took them out of the mix?
Just looking at it and looking at the games this week, Greg, obviously we talked about the BYU Texas Tech game. That's at the top end of the conference. Mm-hmm. Who's going to win the championship, be in the championship game, the playoff. A couple of key games, as we look at it at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl, obviously the magic number is always 6 to get bowl eligible. And right now there are 4 teams sitting there at 5 with 5 wins, trying to get to that magic 6. Baylor is 5-4. They're off this week. Then you have Kansas. Kansas is at Arizona. Arizona also with 5 wins. So whoever wins that one is going to be bowl eligible. And then Iowa State, they're at TCU. They're at 5-4. So they're fighting to get to bowl eligibility.
There's only one team, I think, in the whole entire Big 12 that has been eliminated from the possibility of bowl contention. It's Oklahoma State at 1-8.
1-8.
Now West Virginia and Colorado are on the brink. They're both 3-6.
Yep.
Okay.
So interesting games to keep a watch on there. And again, obviously we talked a lot about the SEC, and when you talk about what the national guys are saying, if I can get to my list, how are we on time?
Got a minute.
I'm fumbling around here.
No problem.
But it's a mishmash. It's still a little bit early, but we're the rankings the other night help a little bit to see what they're thinking about the SEC, because how many teams are in the playoff impacts the inventory available to the rest of us in that SEC bowl selection. So again, we're keeping an eye on it. Games this weekend are impactful, so it's going to be interesting, as it always is down the stretch. And with the holidays right here, go ahead and get your football tickets to the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Reminder, it is Friday, January 2nd. Nobody's working. 3:30 in the afternoon. SEC Big 12 will be announcing our halftime and gala entertainment in the coming days. Stand by for that. That'll be a lot of fun. So give us a call at the World Headquarters, 795-7700. Enjoy the games. I'm looking forward to being there tomorrow night.
All right, HC.
The Auburn loss did not help, because that makes it tough for them to get bowl eligible.
All right. HG, we'll see you tomorrow night, and we'll talk to you again next week. That'll do it for us today. Want to thank our guests, Kerry Miller, of course, from Bleacher Report, and Harold Grader. We're back tomorrow, starting bright and early at 7 a.m. A lot of prep football to talk about as the postseason begins. John Bartles will join us at 7:25. Brandon Lang will handicap some of the big college football and NFL games. We got 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. More on the Tigers in Tulane, which will take place tomorrow night. That's all coming up tomorrow on the program. Waldo and Friends on Sports 56 is coming up next, so stay tuned for that. For Eli Savoy, for Jay Ham, for Harold Grader, I'm Greg Gaston. Have a great day, everybody.